it's back. We are back. You are back listening to the Truth Seekers live stream podcast with us all tonight. I want to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of my Texas heart, for you joining me right now today, tonight. We're going to have a hell of a show planned. We are back to our antics, and I don't want to say antics, but it is going to be kind of an antics live stream this stream. We're going to cover some drama. I realize that drama is a little, it's just heavy. It's just heavy right now. What's going on? There's a lot of drama going on right now, right? I had a content creator share the video. We have some men watching us tonight. We have some of the Manosphere brothers watching us tonight. You can see through the community shares and the tags that my channel has been tagged in. A lot of different stories for you tonight. And tonight we're going to cover the topic that I think is on not just our minds, but everybody in America's mind, to be quite frank and honest with you. Listen, if you're at work, don't let your boss run you into the ground. If you're at work, do not slap somebody. I remember there are plenty of occasions when I was at work and I felt like the wrath of Jesus Christ Almighty was getting ready to let loose any second. So keep it together. Stay there for as long as you can. And the moment you feel like you're about to snap, just walk away. I promise you, life will be much better. There are many jobs out here, especially now. A lot of people don't want to go back to work because of the pandemic and unemployment and things of that nature and a lot of stuff going on. So jobs are crazy. You do have a little bit of options to move around in the workplace. Some of the people watching us, make sure you like the video on your way in. I've come to realize that we have a lot of people watching that are from all different parts of this sphere, right? Looks like my computer is lagging once again. I am overhauling this computer, man. It is lagging once again, but we're catching back up. There we go. Looks like we're caught back up. I am putting a lot of strain on this computer. Speaking of computers, I'm going to get ready to upgrade this part. So I sent back the audio interface that Tony Morris and Kira 101 and Organic Black had so considerately bought for me. As I returned it, I left my SD card in the I left my SD card in the interface. So Amazon has my SD card, right? So I called the Amazon employee number or whatever to see if they could ship me the disk card or the SD card back. So I called a guy, finally called me back. Hi, this is Paul with Amazon. Who am I speaking with? I said, yeah, this is blah, blah, blah. He said, okay, what's the problem, sir? I couldn't really understand it that well, so I tried to describe it to him, and he wasn't quite catching it right. He wasn't quite catching it. I said, well, I don't know if I'm going to get this SD card back. So I hung up. I was like, hey, man, I'll just call back. So I hung up. I put in another request forms. I got on the chat line, got to speak with somebody. Hi, this is John. Who am I speaking? I said, no, I'm not getting this card back. My SD card's gone. So the SD card's gone. I screwed up. What are you going to do, though? That's life. That is life. Let me know if the stream is looking good for you, ladies and gentlemen. It's a little laggy on my side, but if it looks good for y'all, we're going to continue. Brown Bunny 04 with the $10 super chat on the way in. She says, good evening. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Brown Bunny, for supporting the podcast. Let's go ahead and break some news. Let's go ahead and get into some news coverage. Yes, it was two Indian gentlemen. One was Paul, and I think the other one was either John or his name was Paul, too. I was like, yeah, I'm not getting that back. It's done. You screwed yourself, Jonathan. News coverage. I don't know what's going on with firearms in the Second Amendment, ladies and gentlemen, but in Minnesota, a 5-year-old boy fatally shot a 3-year-old girl. You heard that correctly. A 5-year-old boy fatally shot a 3-year-old girl in Minnesota. There's something going on with firearms, and we need to start really protecting our young ones with firearms. But the Daily News reports that a toddler was killed Friday early morning when she was shot by a 5-year-old boy in Minnesota, according to officials. The accidental shooting of the 3-year-old girl occurred at a home in Bena, about 120 miles north of Duluth. Cass County Sheriff Tom Birch said in a statement via Facebook. The shooting was reported to Cass County Sheriff's Office just after 3:50 in the morning, witching hours, if a lot of you are familiar with the mystics, right? Paramedics intercepted family members' transport of the little girl to the hospital. They were trying to rush her to the hospital in Deer River, nearly 200 miles north of Minneapolis, according to the statement. Although they attempted life-saving efforts, the little girl, whose identity was not released, was pronounced dead at the hospital. Ladies and gentlemen, if you do have firearms, I want to caution you into taking care and appropriately storing them. We have more stories of these stories that we heard last week as well. Another mother was shot by her toddler. Last week, a gentleman was shot by his toddler. This time it was on Zoom, on an actual Zoom conference call. A mother was shot dead by her 2-year-old toddler. Let's show you the story. I think it was reported from the, what's the name of this place? This is about MSN, actually, Insider. 21-year-old Florida mom was shot in the head and killed by her toddler while she was on a Zoom call with coworkers. 21-year-old mother in Altamonte Springs, Florida, was shot in the head and killed Wednesday by her toddler while she was on a Zoom call, police say. According to WESH, police said that it appeared that one of Shamaya Lynn's 2 children picked up a gun that wasn't secured, fired it, and shot their mother in the head. I don't know if there's foul play going on here or what's going on. A participant on the video call heard a loud noise and saw Lynn fall backward in her chair, police said. Paramedics on the scene attempted to provide treatment to Lynn, but she was pronounced dead of a gunshot wound to the head at the scene. I don't know what's going on with toddlers and firearms. Let's get into some positive news. If you didn't know, Haiti just had a pretty crippling earthquake. They have a lot of bad earthquakes. I think over 200 people have died so far. However, Naomi Osaka, the 20-year-old Wimbledon champion, or at least Grand Slam champion, is going to donate her prize money to the next tennis tournament to Haitian earthquake release efforts. Cosmopolitan reports Naomi Osaka is raising awareness around the devastation in Haiti following a recent 7.2 magnitude earthquake. The tennis stars pled to donate any prize earnings from next week Western and Southern Open in Cincinnati to support earthquake relief and efforts of the Caribbean island country. That's Naomi Osaka there. Her father is Haitian. Her mother, I believe, is Japanese. That is her there hoisting the trophy in the air. She's done quite a lot for a 20-year-old, and she's a phenom at tennis. But what was interesting about the story, and I wanted to show this, were the responses from Haitians themselves. That's right. Haitian citizens actually responded to her and told her, we don't want the donations. They said, we don't want the donations. As a matter of fact, you can read them here. It says, Naomi Osaka, please build a hospital in Haiti with your name. We don't need the money, souple. I'm not sure if anybody speaks Haitian. I'm not sure what that means. Michael Lawrence says, I believe her hospital would be better contribution to the hashtag people of Haiti. Somebody else said, Wallace says, she's a real champ, but you're right about the money. Still over 37,000 people living in tents from where 2010 had Haitian relief form raised in the amount of billions of dollars. Billions of dollars, and still 37,000 people in Haiti with a tent. I think there's another response as well from a doctor here. And the doctor said something. I can't find his response, but the doctor said as well that the money that's donated to Haiti ends up going to random bank accounts and never be seen again. So thank you for her contributions there. Once again, though, more of the same from what we know with a lot of the black countries in the world, poorest countries in the world. So why am I talking about this today? We've been talking about value, right? Value. Before we get into this, I want to kind of cover this whole Crystalline Carrison situation and this guy, because I've got a couple comments from y'all. This guy named Julius or Juilliard, I don't know what his name is. You know, the guy who told the pink pill that and asked her boyfriend that, you know, is it okay to date an N-word lover? I know Tanya TKO recently talked about this, and this is a whole entire situation, and people seem to be pretty split and divided. So I'm just going to give my input and my observation if I can. I figure things are already split and divided enough, so what does it matter? All right. I think that what's sad about the entire situation is kind of what Tanya TKO said, and that's the fact that the word that is essentially used and made derogatively by white people to essentially be the utmost form of disrespect towards people of black or colored skin color is what this black man tried to use against Crystalline Carrison in this situation, because he's so hateful and envious and jealous of her preaching a message of divestment and actually living what she's preaching about, right? And so a lot of black males, and we'll see some of this when we start to get into our actual what's wrong with the black male discussion here in a bit, they don't have the ability to just say, you know what, let it be. Que sera, what will be, will be. They don't have that ability, and they feel the need to have to get back at you. Oh, so you're with the N-word lover, right? This white man wasn't talking about the N-word. He wasn't thinking of this at all. However, his response obviously led him into the boiling pot, for lack of a better term. He said, well, yeah, I am an N-word lover. And I honestly don't think he meant any harm by that. I truly don't. Right? I know I'll get hell for this. I'm sure I will. I'll get hell for everything, but I'm sure I'll get hell for this. I don't think he meant any harm by it. What I think he was trying to do was trying to meet that same level of hostility at him and trying to say, you know what, I love this woman, and whatever you want to call her, that's what I believe. However, the N-word was not brought into the conversation outside of the realms of the black male's thought process. Right? That's all I want to say there. I don't think that man meant any harm, man. I haven't listened to the clip, but the person I think that meant harm was that black male. I wanted to make this live stream because there needs to be a divide between the men that can be saved and the men that are a lost cause. The fact of the matter is, majority of black males in America are a lost cause. You know this. I know this. Sorry, not sorry. As a very wise man once said, it is what it is. Now, this does not mean that the cause is lost forever. And moreover, I'm going to preface this message, as I always do with the message, salute to all the good black men that are out there marrying, raising the children that they have brought into this world. Even if you're not married, but you're still in a family and you're in a cohabitating relationship and you're still with the mother of your child and you're raising your children, it's a good family effort. Hey, even if you're not with the mother of your child, but you're still supporting your children, there's no drama. I still tip my hat to you, right? We know that a lot of times in the black community, we just want the bare minimum, for Christ's sakes. Just want the bare minimum. So I tip my hat to them. However, majority of the males don't fit in this category, as the numbers reflect. We've covered that before. But in today's discussion, we're going to talk about why this is the way it is. What's wrong with the black male? I think a positive uptick could definitely happen, and it might happen in the next generation of males. But in order to really start to see a fundamental shift in the rationality of black males, I need to make these videos because the World Wide Web will live far after I'm gone, far after we're gone. Words and movements that we start today can be the catalyst of change for generations to come. That's what men do. Believe it or not, Negroids, that's what men do. They look for the future and they plan for the future, because when you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And the black community cannot afford any more failures. I'm going to go ahead and just be completely brutally honest today. I know I usually say that and I usually don't hold back, but today I'm going to go particularly hard. And pause, huge pause right there. Right? What in the hell is wrong with black men? What in the actual conceivable hell is wrong with black males? I'm at a loss right now. And I want you to know why this channel is growing at a rapid rate. Well, somewhat rapid, not really, right? But the reason that it is because there are no black males who want to be honest. Very few black males want to be held accountable. None of them are dusty. None of them are in jail by their own wrongdoings. None of them are uneducated. It's just they're not uneducated. They just don't believe in the white male's form of the white male system. So they're not uneducated. They just don't believe in the white man, the evil white man's system of oppression through education. Okay, so they're not uneducated. Right. They don't have the drive to push themselves innately by and large, but to continue to victimize themselves. But they expect women to take a chance on them. You're going to hear what I mean in just a little bit. Take a chance on us, though. Wait until you see today's videos, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we hear a lot of men say. Well, you got to give them a chance. Give them a chance. I'll show you what I mean here in a bit. I know I'm a felon, but give me a chance. I know I still live with my parents, but give me a chance. You're going to see what I mean in a little bit. This is going to be... Oh, Lord have mercy. These videos are incredible that I find, and they're just running rampant on the internet. Tonight will be very interesting because we're going to try and answer what I believe is the question that every race wonders. I've elicited the help of a black male marriage counselor. You'll see that. A black male pastor, as well as others that are going to give us some insight into why black males are so afflicted. The goal is, by the end of the stream, for us to have a clear and concise answer on why exactly black males have suffered forever. Suffering from jail, suffering from marriage, suffering from the white man, suffering from Scooby-Doo, suffering from Oprah, suffering from... I don't know, Jesus Christ, black male suffrage movement, right? Let's get into our videos tonight. Now, this is from the Madame Noir channel. Madame Noir, right? And these videos are based on asking black men what's going on, right? And so I want you to hear what they describe and how they describe the plight of themselves in the community. What's going on? Now, these black men are not the Pookies and Ray Rays. I specifically stated earlier that we're going to need to start dividing the savables from the non-savables. So in my opinion, these are the savables here, right? In my opinion. Now we're gonna listen to this really quickly, and then we'll continue.
Just tell them you pay attention.
Right. That
a
long
history of paying
attention.
A woman doesn't want a man who's more emotional than her, so she's coming home, she's upset. You know, things are happening.
Yeah, okay.
A man is not supposed to add on to the emotions. He's supposed to suppress the emotions. So just look at this nigga. He's like, man, what the fuck, man? Hell no, nigga. Nah, nigga. Look at him. You can just see the disgust in his eyes. He's getting ready. He's like, That's my belief, that our job as men are to... Shout out to this brother. He said, I believe that, man. These are the savables, okay, ladies and gentlemen? When women have these problems and stuff, we're supposed to calm them down and things like that.
But what about when we have?
Oh shoot! What about? Oh shoot! Hold on. What about us?
When women have these problems and stuff, we're supposed to calm them down and things like that.
But what about when we have problems? What are they supposed to do? Like, so you know what I'm saying? My wife.
See, look at him. He's like, yeah. That's my nigga right there. That's my nigga right there. What about me though? Yeah. Look at him. He's happy now. Oh, you said the magic words. Here we go. Yeah. Look at his face. That nigga is happy right there. Oh my God. He said it right there. What about? And look at his passion. Look at this.
For me me being your wife means that as my man, I'm supposed to fortify you as a man, and for me to fortify you as a
look at that nigga's face. He's like, oh, look, nigga, come on, bro.
Man, you're supposed to bring your vulnerabilities to me because as a man, I can't give that out here. You know, I can't really stand here and be weak in the world and cry. I can't do that. But I can come home and do that with my wife.
Okay, so I can't be weak in the world, but I can come home and cry to my wife. I can't really be weak in the world, but I can come home and cry to my wife, though. Nah, you can't, nigga. You can't. Sorry to break it to you. This is the problem that we have with men in nowadays. The first conversation is about a man's emotional responsibility as it pertains to he and his woman. What about me? What about me? What about me? Man, what about me, though? And my emotions as a man. You know, I got emotions, too. What about my emotions? You got to care about me, too. Black males have been so accustomed to asking their women, what do you bring to the table? What they quite literally mean is, what do you have the ability to do or to perform in my life to make my life easier for me? I find it interesting that the black male's godlike entity, Mr. Samuels, propagates this idea that women are the ones that need to prepare the meal at the table. Well, what do you bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? It implies that the table isn't already set beforehand, which is the job of a man, to have your shit together. What about me? The idea that women are the ones that need to be held accountable for what they're adding to the meal that is being discussed is preposterous. This is why women don't respect you to begin with. In reality, no man should be relying on any woman to ask her what she's bringing to the table. It should be irrelevant. It doesn't matter what she's bringing to your table because your table is already prepared. Your job as a man is to have the table already ready because your job as a man is to be able to function independently outside of the help of a woman. That's what your job as a man is supposed to be. Well, what do the women bring? What the women's gonna bring to my table though, Drew? Because I can't be having what do you bring to the table? Tanya TKO brought up a really interesting point about this, and the fact of the matter is that black men only ask black women what they bring to the table. They don't ask white women what they bring to the table. What about me? What about my emotions? What about my emotions, Truth? Life can be so hard for me. Modern black women need to be psychologists. They need to be the mother to her husband or boyfriend, as well as the mother to the children, as well as the professional chef. This is why I say that men need therapy and counseling more than black women do because of the hyper masculine crying messes that you've turned into. There's a reason why they follow what is, in my opinion, the most effeminate man online by the millions. There's no coincidence in that. No coincidence. This world owes you nothing. But you expect your women to coddle your emotions, to come home from a hard day's work, to nuzzle in her bosom. It was so hard today, baby. It was so hard today. Black women owe you nothing either, to be completely frank and honest with you. Any women, for that matter, no women owes you anything as a man. It boggles my mind how men will come onto my platform, call me a simp or a weak man, but are the same ones asking black women what they have prepared for their table. I'll never understand how black males want to be leaders, yet look for everybody outside of themselves for help. Our women don't support us. The white man don't support us. Aliens don't support us. George Bush doesn't support us. Joe, no, everybody's out to get the black man. Nobody's supporting us. I thought you were a leader. Support yourselves. Look for support within the black males that are claimed your affliction, right? Newsflash: when you're moving in the right direction in life, support naturally finds you, and not a second beforehand. If you've ever noticed, people who are typically like successful in business or whatever it might be, they have people who have more money in life tend to get things for free. This is because people naturally like to support things that they see that are working. Everybody likes to be around their wealthier person or around the person that's making moves in life, right? Popular people have entourages, whatever it might be, that form of success that they might have, whether it be socially, economically, whatever it might be, that lends itself over to people wanting to lend themselves over in their time and resources to that person. So support finds you naturally when you're walking in what you're actually supposed to be doing in life successfully, right? Support happens. We might go back to this video really quickly, and I'm gonna play this again really quickly because I want y'all to hear exactly what I'm getting ready to break down next, right?
Because I can't really stand here and be weak in the world and cry. I can't do that. But I can come home and do that with my wife because she's supposed to be able to take that, and I should be able to take that from her too. So I think
she's supposed to be able to take that, coming home and crying to my wife, and I should be able to take that too. No, you should be able to take that because that's what your job is as a man, just as the guy in the gray cardigans type sweatshirt said. Your job as a man is to be that emotional blanket that you can be for your woman. However, she cannot do that for you as a man. That's not what men do. Okay? The last thing your woman wants to do is go to work, have to deal with the shit that she has to deal with at work 24/7, have to deal with all different types of racial injustices that do happen in work for women, might I add, by the way, 24/7, because black males aren't in the workplace professionally to the level to where black females are at. So when you talk about actually having their back, actually having representation in the actual workplace, black women experience far more prejudices. However, they're still making strides, as we saw in the banker that was killed by a Negroid. Jesus Christ. The last thing she wants to do is come home to her man to continue babying or coddling or continue dealing with the stresses of victimship or victimhood. She should be able to come home to you and to be able to rest and put her stresses into you. Baby, how was your day at work? It was good. It was stressful. That's cool. Baby, man, my day was terrible because, man, that nigga be... Man, them niggas all white people be tripping, man. Man, I'm tired of the white people, man. I just want to be able to... Nah, bro. That's not how it works, homie. Unfortunately, you don't get that. You don't get that opportunity. You're a man. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. I really don't care about your emotions. You know why? Because your emotions are irrelevant when it comes to progress and progressing yourself in the world. Nobody gives a damn about your emotions. Nobody gives a damn about your complaints. This is why you're still at the very bottom, because nobody cares. Hey, Maddie D with the $10 super chat. She's $10 Canadian dollar super chat. Says black men are not qualified to criticize, only empathize. Yes, we black women have our dysfunction, but it is a result of the lack of independent protections: economic, physical, financial, mental, social, etc. Absolutely. 1000% agreed. Shout out to everybody that's watching from work right now. Kayla B says that's not healthy. Of course it's not healthy. What woman wants to come home to a guy that's crying? Bro, if you don't shut the F up and get it together, man, he was so hard day at work. That's weak. That's weak-minded. That's weak. What does she need a man for? She could find that with her fellow friends. What does she need you for? Come on, bro. No way she wants to come home to an emotional tornado of a dude. She's already filled and deal with enough stresses and drama at work. The last thing anybody wants to do, man or woman, is come home to an emotional mess. But for men, this is something that we're built for. It makes you feel good as a man to be able to say it's going to be okay, babe. To be able to hold her tight, to be able to have her just rest on your chest. That feels good as a man. We like to comfort our women. All right, start walking in your masculinity. It feels good to coddle your woman and have her emotions in the delicate balance of your hands and know that she trusts you and that you can handle whatever she's going through. That feels good. What's more fascinating to me is how black males in the manosphere fancy themselves as mob figures, like this Kevin Samuels dude. Literally, this is absolutely hilarious. Now the Kevin Samuels calls himself a godfather, right? In reference to, as we discussed, this a Sicilian fictional mob character the Godfather from the movie, right? So what I did is I actually found a member, and he's one of the only members of the mob family leaders that's alive right now. I believe he's the only one left out of 50 of the mob leader families that's either alive or not in jail for life. His name is Michael Francis. Mr. Scandals calls himself the Godfather. But let's take a look at an actual man that Mr. Scandals compares himself to. And I want you to tell me what differences, if any, hint, there are none, or what similarities, I'm sorry, if any, hint, there are none, that you can see between Kevin Scandals and Nabali Don mob boss Michael Francis. This is fascinating. I freaking left the damn links out. Yo, I am trash, dude. I'm gonna have to find this on the way because I didn't prepare this correctly. However, we're just gonna go ahead and wing it, and I think I'll be able to get through it. All right. Let's see. We might have to come back to this because I'm trash. Let's see. This is trash. Okay, so pretty much what's going on is this. Michael Francis, this mob boss, has 3 daughters, right? And pretty much his daughters are telling him that, listen, when we date guys, we don't see a lot of guys like you because Michael is such a masculine guy, right? Or he's just a man's man. He doesn't complain. But this particular story is really interesting, so I want you to listen to it. I'm gonna try and find it. We're gonna see. It's gonna be a little tough, but we're gonna see. And I want you to hear this because this is fascinating. This is Michael Francis. These are his daughters here.
Unbreakable and never show.
So this is him. I found it. Thank God. Right. This daughter is going to describe her father to him, and I want you to hear what she has to say about her father. Right. This is fascinating. This is the real mob godfather right here.
I haven't fully given my seal of.
Just think you want men to always be like Superman and unbreakable and never show
100%.
Their real self or like have emotions or have a bad day or like.
This is who Kevin Scandals compares himself to.
They're human. You guys are human too, and it's okay. And you're so against it. And like, I think you need to be a little more open to. It's okay.
Now, keep in mind, this is coming from the words of a daughter, right? And so a father looks at this and he takes it with a grain of salt because obviously his daughters are really loving, right? As daughters are. They love their fathers. They're very loving. They're women. So they don't understand naturally the role that they play. But what they say later is very interesting. So while it might seem like they're critiquing their father, I want you to hear what they say later on because that's what's fascinating.
Okay for someone to not always be, I'm fine. And that's okay too.
Okay, but they don't have to show you that.
Bam.
They can be, unsuperman-like to themselves, but they don't have to show you that. They have to be strong with you all the time.
That's not possible.
Because I don't think it's okay to be offing you.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah, well, not maybe
When you're
later.
sick?
No, I mean when you're sick, say, look, I'm not feeling well. I'll see you
in 2
tomorrow.
days.
That's all.
if I'm
I'm
alive, just
okay.
check on me.
Yeah.
If you're allowed to, text me.
Yeah.
SOS.
No, we did.
To mother and to baby and to go way out of your way. Am I right or wrong?
But that's my personality.
I understand that, but that spoils the guy. Then he's going to expect it all the time. Oh, I'm not feeling good. Jules, help me. That's not it. Okay, he's going to expect that all the time. Right now, you're going to say, "Hey, like your sister just said, get your stuff together, get going."
That's it. Get your stuff together and get going. Get your stuff together and get going. The reason I wanted to play that to you is because I wanted you to hear how real godfathers speak. The mob members, the men in the mob, they don't believe in emotions, right? They don't open themselves up to their women, right? So for Kevin Scandals, who I'm sure watches, just know that that's who you're comparing yourself to. And you're a far cry, might I add, from Mr. Michael Francis or anybody that was a part of the Sicilian mob. A far cry. Later on in that interview, the girls actually said, the reason why we love you so much and is the exact reason that they were criticizing him, right? And they said, we know that no matter what happens, no matter how you're feeling, we'll never know. So she said there were so many times where things were happening and we never knew. And some of the stories he ends up telling to his daughters because he has a YouTube channel now. And they'll be like, wow, we never knew that was going on. And he says, you didn't have to. That was not your job. I need to make sure that you were protected and you were taken care of, right? That's what a man's job is supposed to be. Your women aren't supposed to know everything that's going on in your life. Yes, it's okay to be somewhat emotional at times, but don't make that the habit. That's not what your job is, bro. You need to get a grip on it. No women like weak men, dude. Sorry to break it to you. So that's the real Godfather there. We're gonna take a quick little break before we go on. I have to read a couple sponsors. This first sponsor is from Jazzi Wet Lips. Now, this is actually a part of the Jazzi Fashion brand. Jazzi Wet Lips is the first cosmetic product from Jazzi Fashion. Jazzi Wet Lips is sure to become an eye catcher for divas who want to make that first impression memorable. It's been an incredible journey for them, and they're just now getting started. The first diva that makes a purchase, either tonight or whenever you make a purchase, will receive a special gift along with their lip gloss on Amazon. That's the link to it there. That is the link to it there. Also, you can join Jazzi Fashions on Facebook for live shopping, and this is actually pretty fun. She has a lot of different designer and luxury items on her Facebook page. She goes live, follow it. You can catch the live show, bid on an item that you want, or press 1 or just claim that you want the item. You're invoiced on Facebook Messenger, and then you pay and the item is shipped over to you. Facebook.com/jazzy.divas.9 on Instagram. The sorbet candles, by the way, from Unique Boutique Candles. I'm so trash right now. The sorbet candles from Unique Boutique Candles are almost sold out. All right. They're almost sold out. I am going to show you a picture of them because a lot of y'all haven't seen them before, but I want to show you a picture of them. Also, they have a lot of new fragrances. And men, gentlemen, there's fragrances for you as well. I hope to get myself some here in a little bit. But make sure that you check out Unique Boutique Candles on Instagram. Check this out. Strawberry Sugar Cookie is one that I'm definitely going to end up getting here in a little bit. And those are the sorbet candles that triggered some of y'all's trypophobia. Forgive me if I'm saying the wrong word there. UniqueBoutiqueCandles.com or Instagram.com/Unique Boutique Candles. Last but not least, and we're getting back to the message soon. People leaving. People like, man, I don't give a dang about them ads. That's fine. You don't have to because I care about the ads. You don't be doing nothing for the community, though. You don't be doing nothing for the community. All right. On what you're doing. Have you ever used a Passion Rose soap bar? Have you ever even seen one? As men, sometimes we don't understand the entire realm of natural body products, but let me tell you something women do. Life is to be lived and learned, and I learned that Mystic Tone has stepped up the shower and bath game for me. Put me on the next level. Instagram.com/Mystic Tone, website coming soon. I'm going to take you to the Instagram page really quickly so you can see this because I've never seen anything like this before. This is pretty cool. Like legit pretty cool, actually. I was like, what the heck? That looks like something you can eat. Check this out. This is a Passionate Rose soap bar. Passionate Rose soap bar. I've never seen anything like that. They also have a couple of different natural bars. These are coming soon. Pre-order them if you'd like, as well as essential oils, body products, and things of that nature. We had a couple subscribers that recently ordered, sent me the pictures. I hope you enjoyed them, lady. Thank you so much for all of our channel sponsors, and back to our message. Let's go ahead and you know what? We're going to go ahead and go back. And I found the link, of course. I just found the link of Michael Francis and his daughters talking about him. I want you to hear the way that his daughters talk about him. And this is the way that your wives need to talk about you. Now, this is on a different video, but he had his daughters up for a second interview. And listen to the way this girl described her father's unshaken emotional fortitude. No matter what's going on, she knows her father's got her back. And I'm sure his wife knows as well. I wanted to show you this video. Let's listen to this really quickly.
Complain and you're never everything happens.
Know it until 2 years later. But I wanted to kill your boyfriend at that time.
You make everything happen, no matter what it is. And you
thing.
never complain, and you're never like, even if something so wrong is going on in your life, and we'll never know about it because you just handle it on your own. And your life could have been crashing, but we're not going to know about it because you handle it and you come here and you're happy and you do everything for your family. And I mean, I don't know anyone who's like that.
But Truth, what about my emotions? What about me? Thank you, Godfather. Kevin Skamers. Yeah, I'll kiss the ring. Thank you, Godfather. Godfather. That's what men are supposed to be. This is why his daughters know that they will forever have the protection of their father. When you look at men like Michael Franchise, it makes sense how the mob was able to build billion-dollar empires. It makes sense. They didn't complain. They didn't cry. They didn't victimize themselves because the white Americans, the Irish, whatever it might be, are trying to keep us out of business. No, they fought. They conquered, did the dirty work that they saw fit needed to put their wives, daughters, and communities' future generations into better positions. Yet Negroids somehow let a clown that brags about cologne and Tom Ford boots become the masculine identity of black males in the black community. Oh, man. You see these boots? You see these Tom Fords I got? Look at these Tom Fords. What the fuck is wrong with niggas, man? Y'all want to be breastfed like children, and then you wonder why women don't respect you. Crying, I'm a victim, but submit to me. I'm a victim, but submit to me. But you women be running when we have money problems, though. But you women don't respect. But you women don't be respecting our. But you women don't be respecting our position in society, though. Women don't be respecting my role in society, though. Keena, you see these Chelsea boots, Keena? See these Chelsea boots, my nigga? My Chelsea boots? Fuck you mean, nigga? I'm Kevin Scamills, nigga. See my Tom Ford Chelsea boots. Million followers. Thank you, Godfather. Wow. Woo, them Chelsea boots, Godfather. Preach, Godfather. That nigga's got some Chelsea boots. See this cologne I got? But true, they don't respect our role in society, though, true. They don't be submitting to our role. And what role is that? I heard a black male saying this. They don't be respecting our role in society, though. What role is that? What role do majority of black males fulfill in society? Legit question. We've been talking about value, and I posed the question a few streams ago, and I want to ask it again. When you think of black males, what value to society do you think that black males bring? The only thing that immediately comes to my mind is athletes and entertainers. Other than that, absolutely nothing. Other than the 1 in a trillion odds of you being successful in that realm, absolutely nothing. If you want to be completely honest, even athletes and entertainers are pretty much suckers and jivers. They're pretty much mandingos, right? Because the white man owns everything. He owns the NFL, the NBA, he owns MTV. Niggas started rapping, the white man took over rap. White man owns all the record company and the labels. Niggas don't own anything except for maybe Dr. Dre, who I think his Latino wife's taking half of his earnings or half of his money now. Niggas don't own nothing. Even the stuff that niggas made up, they don't own right now. So what role in society really do you fulfill? You running in the field with the pigskin? If I'm being honest, bro, I kind of, and listen, I like sports as much as the next person. Now, I know obviously all races play basketball and this and that. But if we want to be completely honest, yo, you know, you kind of like, hey, that nigga's playing some ball. That nigga's playing that ball. Boy, LeBron, yeah, you a tall ass. You a good player now. You a good player, bro. How's your mom doing? Your mom okay? All right now. Hey, is it? Let me show you something. Let me show y'all something. You think I'm lying? Let me show you something. This is crazy. And you know what's crazy? Let me show you. Let me show you this video. I forgot the name of it. And I thank you for the super chats. I see the super chats coming in. I don't even know if I can find this. I don't even know if I can find this right now. It's a hilarious video. Pretty much this guy's playing a coach. And he I can't even describe it to you. I don't know, the audio listeners are probably listening to me like, oh, what's going on? I'm gonna read the super chats in 1 second. I just really gotta find this video. Let me see. Okay, this guy's name is Killer K. Wait for this, guys. Just wait for this because it's gonna be worth it when I show it in 1 second. If I can find it, I'm assuming I can find it. I don't know if I'll be able to find it. Dang, man. I can't find it right now. Let me go ahead and read the super chats as I continue to look for this in my dust right now. Should have had this more prepared. Read some super chats really quickly. Thank you so much for the $25 super chat from Self Love Heals. Says this real Godfather shows warmth towards his daughters, whereas Kevin Samuels shows coldness to his daughters, and other women and warmth to other men. Right. Backwards. Smiley Adventures, with the $5 super chat says Mary J. Blige is shook and quaking in her boots. Right. See them boots? Absolutely. Just madness. Absolute madness. I'm going to take another 30 seconds to try and find this. And if I'm not able to find it, then it just is going to have to be what it is. Oh, I think it was. It was Drewski. Drewski, football coach. I think that was Drewski. Let me see. God almighty. I cannot find this. Yeah, this is so trash, man. This is a trash live stream right now, but I appreciate y'all for staying with me right now. I'm gonna take another 20 seconds. If it's not found in the next 20 seconds, we gotta have to move on because I can't keep on taking time to do this. All right. Well, I don't know where it's at, but we'll have to find it some other time. It's somewhat shucking and jiving in my opinion, right? The whole recruiting process. Hey, how you doing? Hey, what's your 40 looking like, right? Hey, how high are you jump? Hey, your hair's not going to be a problem. Those dreads aren't going to get in your face, are they? All right, now you tell your mom I said hi. Now you hear? All right. You tell your mom I said hi now, son. All right. All right. But black men have admitted it themselves. They admit that they don't play as big of a role as black women do in society. Because I know the Negroids are going to say, there go you be lying again. There you go. You just be lying on us, black men. You know the black men end up getting more education. We doing better for ourselves. You be lying. Well, I found the words from your brethren because you're not going to listen to my words. We know that. You'll mock me for my words. So I found the words of your own. Let's take a listen to what black males had to say as far as the position that they are in comparison to black women. You don't want to listen to me? I found somebody to listen to. Here we go. Shout out to our audio listeners right now for being patient. Hope you're enjoying your day at work. Shout out to Self Love Heals. Hope you're enjoying your day at work, sweetie. Here we go.
Right.
Job, salary, education, they're definitely taking to that next step in this society now. So it's like us as black men are catching up to them now.
And I feel like
they're speaking about catching up to women, right? The question was, now the name of this video is why are so many successful black women single? And these men are trying to explain why, right? The question was, do you think women have surpassed men? That's the question.
I feel black women definitely surpass men in terms of...
Whoa. What? This is why I say this is the difference between the non-savables and the savables on this stream. These men are savable, all right? The men that follow Kevin Samuels, they're done for. These men have a chance in life, okay? They have a chance.
Of success as far as
right.
job, salary, education, they're definitely taking to that next step in this society now. So it's like us as black men are catching up to them now.
And I feel
we're at that pace right now, at that point in time.
It's not close. It's a blowout.
Yeah, it's
a blowout.
Yeah.
It's a blowout. We're down 30 points at halftime.
Now, what you hear me say? He said, this guy on the far right here just said, we're down 30 points at halftime, somehow insinuating that this is a competition, right? And this is the biggest thing and the biggest problem I have with black males is somehow they see black women as competition, which is why he alluded to them being down in a game or some sorts, like it's one side, the black women, and the other side, the black men. This is the subtle mindset, and he doesn't even understand that subconsciously he's referencing black women as his competition. This is the damage that goes on inside of their minds, and this is things that need to be addressed. And they don't see this right now, right? But this is how they see their women as competition. We're down. We need to get it together, guys. We're down 30 points. The black women are outscoring us. Black men want to compete with black women, but fail to compete with the true competitors in America, which is every other group of men. No, you're not down 30 points to black women. You're down infinite points to every other race of man in America right now. That's who you need to be focused on in this game. You're playing ball against the wrong competitors, homie. They're beating us by 30 points. They're on your side. Well, they were for the most part until you niggas started tripping. $10 super chat from A Maddie D again. She said, black men really screwed themselves by allowing other groups to sustain them. Not a single essential item is provided by a black male closed loop economy. Land to resource, production, manufacturing, distribution. You know, it's such a good point. I forget who I was talking about that, or who I was listening to that said that. Somebody said that. And if you're in the chat right now, I didn't think about this at all. So the point I'm getting ready to make now was not thought by me. But I heard somebody describing the fact of the matter that we always talk about black-owned businesses, right? In reality, everything that comes from the manufactured black-owned businesses that we get, and this is no shade to any black-owned business owners, because at the end of the day, in exchange of transactions, and if we can have a constant supply of business and money flowing through black communities and chains of supply through other racial groups as well, I think that's good for mending relations overseas and in America between the races of people, black and Asian in most cases, right? Black and white in a lot of cases in the United States. But in reality, the actual denim that you get to make your clothing, if you're like a clothier or black, or if you, the actual suit fabric that you get, if you're a suit maker, if you're a black owned, whatever it might be, that's not manufactured by black people. Even in Africa, the cloths that they might, make for bandanas and sell wherever it might be in marketplaces and things of that nature, that all comes from China. We own no actual resource production companies. We don't own any copper fields or copper mines or, I don't know, oil fields or whatever it might be. There are no resources innately that are made within the black community that are able to be exported by the millions of tons. Everything that we all get, even as black business owners, either comes from Asian people, comes from China, which this happens a lot with white people as well, but we're comparing apples to oranges because white people in America. Sorry. But everything that we get, even as a black business owner, is dependent on Asian people for the most part. If they decide to say, nah, we don't want to supply you with this anymore, we don't have any actual lanes built. And whoever said that was a brilliant point. A brilliant point. I was like, wow, that is deep. If they decide to cut us off, we wouldn't have the opportunity to keep continuing a black-owned business or whatever it might be, right? Ooh, lordy, lordy, lordy. We're 30 points down in half. No, it's a blowout because you're competing against the wrong people, right? But shout out to those black men for acknowledging the truth. I appreciate that. Shout out to you for acknowledging the truth. We're going to continue playing this video because this video just gets even crazier and crazier, if I'm being honest with you. So let's continue. I'm not even using my second camera angle here. Let me use my second camera angle. Dang it. My second camera angle. Y'all tripping. Y'all tripping. This is a True Secret Live podcast. All right, enough of that. I'm just going to go ahead and delete this camera because I'm not using it right now, yo. It takes up a lot of processing power. Now I'll keep it going. Anyways, let's continue with the video. 317 people watching. So good to see you all in here.
History, I'm sorry, the attack has always been on us. Yeah. Who's always been attacked first? You attack the black man first, right. And then the black, the
foundation. Yeah.
Right.
You attack the black man after you get the black man down, then the rest gonna happen. And so you attacked yourself.
So we're definitely the foundation. So we're definitely playing catch.
Right. But the reason why, at least in my opinion, is that career-wise, women have more options because they tend to be better educated.
Oh, shoot.
They're better educated because they tend to go to grad school more.
Oh, okay.
They go to grad school more because we have to start getting money first. Like, I know
women. So women go to grad school more because men have to start getting money first. Okay. All right. Let's hear what he has to say. Let's give him a chance.
So many girls with 2 or 3 degrees. I know only a few guys with a degree, and only a few with 2.
Right. Okay. Let's rewind that.
We have to start getting money first. Like, I know so many girls with 2 or 3 degrees. I know only a few guys with a degree, and only a few with 2.
Right.
Like maybe like one dude who has like a 3rd degree.
Right.
It's not even close. But I know why that is. Like,
why is that?
Like when you're in school, you're thinking about making money, right? You got an undergrad. Okay, I need to get this job most likely. Yes, I could go to grad school. Maybe I want to even, but I'm feeling the pull of whatever finances that I need to make, whatever.
I just want to take a second and just look at this nigga, man. Bro, what's going on, bro? I mean, my goodness. And look,
people think that I should have
right.
whatever I think I should have for myself.
Right.
Women don't always have that same pull. Women could just be broke and it's whatever.
Right.
Like it's not even a thing. Women
and we say this all the time. A lot of time I sense like these men are jealous, right? Like these men are like, man, women they could just do that. It's okay. Why can't I just do that? I feel like they want to be women sometimes.
While being broke on purpose sometimes. Like they go to the club, I got no money. It's like a badge of honor. It doesn't for dudes. It's not like that.
No.
He's a bad
You know what I mean? Like no, it is though. Like they go.
I'm proud of it.
It happens.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Well, they don't have to pay to get in the clubs most of the time.
And so
Okay.
like,
All right.
and you know, women tend to.
Sorry, you have to pay to get in the
women can live
club.
with their parents age 30, 32. I know women who have done that. Men, you up out of there.
Right.
You know, if you're a dude and you're age 30 and living with your parents, that you getting this. You getting thumbs.
Why would you want to be 30 and living with your parents? Why are you complaining about not having the ability to be 30 years old and living with your parents? Is that what you're complaining about right now? Women can live with their parents when they're 30, but a guy can't do that. Good. But wait. This video gets even crazier. This isn't even it right now. Just wait for 2 minutes. Just wait.
Comes down. So the pressure to make money is earlier. So grad school becomes maybe not. Women, yes. And when they get out of grad school, they got that resume is nice and shiny. That job is nice and shiny. And that's why.
Okay. So essentially women have figured out how to do it. Now I'm going to move on to this. And I'm going to find the part that is wild. And this is going to blow you away.
To us. Right. But the stakes are higher for you. So you have to try harder to fix it. So like if you need to diversify your portfolio as far as where you're dating at, you better do it.
They don't see it that way.
You better do it. It's
not
like
I'll fix it.
Society is what creates the narratives, puts it in the media, and that's what people buy.
Now I want y'all to hear what this nigga's saying, okay? I want you to hear everything you're saying. And the moment you realize why I'm focusing on this Negroid, it's gonna blow you away. This is unbelievable. This Negro is dressed well. He looks like he's got some sense. You know, suit, cardigan, whatever it might be, vest and tie. This Negro sounds like he figured out the world. Yeah. Wait till you see this.
And into because the majority of the time, you sit down and talk to someone, you vibe on who they are and what they're about.
Okay.
And you sit back and you look at what's put on the screen as being the definition of successful. You know, and a lot of people end up going after that. Okay, you got to have the degrees, you got to have the particular salary, you got to live in a particular place, home, whatever the case may be. And the fact is, every relationship is so unique onto itself. It might be someone who doesn't fit any of those characteristics.
Okay, fair enough.
And makes you so much of a better person that you just
hey, that's fair enough right there. Fair enough. And your relationships are unique and different. I can get with that.
Go with it. And you know, the rest of the people who see it might not understand it, they might not get it, but that's what you're supposed to do. Like was said in the previous time, like keep people out of your business. There's so many other people inputting into what your relationship is. Just like, okay, well, my homegirl said, and these people who have nothing.
Just you learn all bad. You want to have it's all your wife.
I gotta get back to him because women living at home versus men living at home is either okay. So this is where it gets crazy. This is it.
Yeah, I think it's okay.
That's what you're doing.
Wait till you get yourself on your feet. I mean, I think it would be.
Now, listen, I want to address living at home, right? Living at home, listen, I understand things happen. I understand that as an adult, sometimes you might need to move back in with your parents at some point or another. I get that. Now, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that that'll never happen again for myself, okay? I think I lived with my parents at age 22, I want to say. And then after that, I was on the streets, okay? So people always be saying, True, but True, you were homeless for 6 years, so you really can't talk. Yeah, I was homeless because I was trying to figure it out. Unlike some of these men you're getting ready to hear here.
Immature to think that, you could, everybody wants to get on their own. You want to be able to support yourself.
Now,
But
this
at
is
the
getting
same time,
this is getting the straight dustiness.
Until you get yourself well established, you have enough money to.
I think it's for both. I'll be 100% honest. 2-3 years ago, I was supposed to move out. My job relocated to.
Wait a second. 2 or 3 years ago, you were supposed to move out. So you were supposed to move out 3 years ago. How old do y'all think this gentleman is right here? Put in the chat how old you think this nigga is, man. Put in the chat how old you think this dude is.
To Atlanta, whole bunch of things changed. I got jammed up completely with the economy, and I'm still with the fam right now. Now, I wanted to make the clear distinction between the savables and the non-savables because he sounds like he has sense. But this man has to be at least 34, 35 years old. And this nigga who thinks that he's figured out the world, this is the problem with black males. This is the problem here, all right? Niggas get to talking like they're Confucius. Niggas get to talking like they figured out the Pythagorean theorem without the niggas get to talking like they've solved quadratic formulas and quadratic equations without calculators. Niggas get to talking like they found the fountain of youth or the secret to life. Meanwhile, are still living with their mother. This nearly 40-year-old man is still living with his mother. Yet these are the types of Negroids that expect you to submit to them. Well, it's just my particular situation because what happened was I was supposed to have a business deal in Atlanta, but the economy took a dip in 2017 and I wasn't able to rebound from that. Let me tell you something. The reason I was homeless was because I didn't have a license. All right. I had thousands of dollars in warrants. I went to jail 4 times because I couldn't pay my tickets. I was waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning to go wait in the temp agency for years so I could go get a construction job to get paid $50 or $60 that day so I could save it up to have a hotel at the end of the week for a couple of days on the weekend. I literally had nothing but my vehicle and thousands of dollars of warrants. When I say thousands, I had probably 4 or 5, 6. I think I probably had like $5,700 of tickets and warrants that I just got from not having a license, then a failure to appear at my court, and then a failure to maintain financial responsibility. And they kept adding and adding and adding up. I had Texas surcharges. Surcharges is what you have to pay when you don't pay your actual warrants. I kept going to jail back and forth because I just couldn't catch up. And even then, I refused to go live with my parents. I refused. Now, there's a period of time where I actually did go live with my aunt. I'd say for probably like a month and a half or 2 months. I bought a car right back on the streets. I belong on the streets, as Future says, right? I belong to the streets, right back on the streets, sleeping in my car, my overheating car. And I did that for years because I said, you know what? I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. It's not going to be like this forever. I'll figure it out. But the last thing I'm going to do is be a 25, 26, 27, 35, 36, 37-year-old nigga living with my mom and trying to act like I got the world figured out. That's the last thing I'm going to do. You was homeless, though. Well, at least I had my dignity. At least I had my respect. Let's go back to this nigga here, man. And that, it kills me. It hasn't been an issue as far as dating and things like that. Because
how is living with your mom not been an issue with dating?
People see the work that I put into things that I'm dealing with, what I'm building. So I mean,
what
the reality is, especially you living in New York and you know what the cost is of moving. Here's your real, it's like, here's your real, real discussion right here. Do you move out to say you're on your own, struggling, live in the hood?
Yeah, man. No, you can't move out, bro. Do you move out because you want to be a man now and struggle? Nah, I don't need to do all that, man. Just stay with your moms, fam. Yeah, because it's New York, though, right? Hell yeah, my nigga. New York be expensive, right? Shit, I feel you on that, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to, because what I'm building right now, because what I'm building on the side be something that's gonna be able to take care. Because what you don't know is what I be building, though. Yeah, you right, bro. Yeah, you right. Because yeah, you yeah, he right about that though.
Yeah, just being
You're lucky, Robin.
Yeah, you right though. Yeah, you right. New York though. What's wrong with black males? Even the savables, there's still something inherently wrong with black males. This is something that we see often, right? It's just that we have actual proof of it thanks to the World Wide Web, thanks to the creation of the internet creators, right? This is something we can finally see. But this has been happening for millennia now. This has been happening for millennia. We're going to continue with this video. If you'd like to donate to support the channel, paypal.me/TheHonestTruth, The Honest Truth, as well as Cash App, $ Truth Seekers, TRUTHSEEKRS. I want to thank you for everybody who's continued to donate and support the channel. Y'all mean the world. Let's continue on.
Elbow macaroni, really.
Just to say you're doing it, or do you say, all right, I'm gonna fall back, put the ego to the side, I'm a stat. So when I make that move, I can live somewhere. So when if I actually do meet someone,
how long does it take to make the move, brother? You were supposed to make the move 2 or 3 years ago. Now he's probably being a little judicious with the 2 or 3 years, right? Meaning that it's probably been about 4 to 5 years, if I'm being completely honest with you. How much longer do you need, bruh, to make the move? Sometimes making the move is just making the move. And let me say this. If I had the ability to have a license when I was first on the streets, if I was able to get my license and I just had the ability to pay off all my warrants, I would have just got my CDL, commercial driving license, and then hit a semi and hit the road. If you have a license and you are able to be insured by insurance companies, there's no reason why you are past the age of 35 and still living with your mother. You have no excuse, bro. If I would have been able to get a license, I would have been living in my truck and having my company pay for my rooms in my hotels. I was living in my car anyways. That's really what I wanted to do. I'll be honest with you. If I wasn't able to pay my warrants and everything like that, I would have never been on YouTube, yo. I'd have been trucking right now. Right now. In 2021, anybody over the age of, I'll say 26, as a male still living with their mother has a serious issue. There's a serious impediment going on inside of the mind. And it might be able to be corrected, but it's probably going to be lasting for a lifelong at that point. In 2021, there are so many ways to make money that you have no excuse, especially if you have a license. You can do Uber Eats, DoorDash, Lyft, Amazon shopping. You could be a CDL professional driver. You could do hotshot trucking by just buying your own or renting your own truck with the semi bed on the back of it and shipping cargo back and forth. You can work for yourself. There's so many things you could do just with driving alone to make a substantial living and to be able to not even have to pay rent or room or board because the company pays it all. You really have no excuse, bro. Well, I had this thing started from 3 years ago. And so now what? You're going to sit and just drain your mother's resources? Are you at least helping pay for rent? Are you at least paying her rent? No excuse, bro. None. True, he be always on black men though. He be always on black men though. True, why he trying to do his stuff right now. No excuse. IK with the $10 super chat says THT is on fire tonight. Thank you, IK. Niggas acting like they've found the Black Sea treasure cove or something. They really know what's going on.
Partner, right? We got somewhere that we have as a mutual place. Like just doing it to say I got it to me sometimes doesn't seem like it's worth it.
Right.
Well, I mean, my perspective is a little different because I never had that option.
Yeah, just moving out, just to say I'm moving out, that just ain't worth it to me. Okay. I've been going for an hour and 7 minutes. We'll open the panel soon. Sorry, I didn't realize it was so long. This is in 2021. If you, by the age of 35, have not found out a way to pay for a studio apartment or a bedroom, you are an effing loser. You shouldn't even be focused on dating right now. He shouldn't even be in that room talking about dating right now. You should not be at Starbucks trying to figure out a way how you're going to pay for, as Up the Unicorn said, a $30 Starbucks date, a $15 Starbucks date. You need to put every single financial dollar that you have into moving out of your mother's house. Dating is not for broke boys. Dating shouldn't be for broke boys. The purpose of dating is to get married. Dating's been somewhat of a recreational thing at this point, right? But the purpose of dating, and don't get me wrong, yes, it's fun to date and go on dates. I get that. However, that's when you have somewhat of your life together. If you're broke, and this is the only line that I think I agree with Cardi B on, broke boys don't deserve no kitty. I know that's right. That's a fact. You don't deserve it. It's only going to be a detriment to you. You need to get rejected just as I got rejected. So you finally wake up and realize what a shit fest that your life is. I said this before and I'll say it again. Without my ex-girlfriend leaving me, I would have never realized what a shit fest my life was. You see, we used to be able to talk to people and about people in a way like I talk to men now. You're a loser. I was a loser. It used to be okay to call people losers, but now the world is a little bit more fragile. This is why so many black males call into my live stream and cry about how I talk about them. This is why their minds are so blown when they hear me talk about my failures or hear me refer to my previous existence as dusty. They can't believe it. Wow. You just have no respect, huh? You just don't care about yourself, huh? No, I'm just honest. The truth hurts. Wow. He has no self-dignity. That's not it. I have a lot of dignity now. But you see, the truth is the truth. And it doesn't care what you believe, unfortunately. It only cares about the facts. And the fact of the matter is, no grown man at 40 has the right to say anything about anybody in regards to dating while he's living with his mother. You need to figure yourself out as a male. Males don't understand what it is to be a man, particularly black males, because they never had black men in their lives. And this is the problem with black males. The problem is that they don't see what their problem is. The problem is that they think that they figured out the problems that continue to afflict their lives. This is going to be a multiple part series because there's so many more videos that I want to play that obviously I'm not going to have that much time to play right now because I want to open up the panel and have y'all talk and discuss and have a lot of males or have some of the males call in as they want to call in. Shout out to everybody watching that doesn't call in. I look at my analytics, 60% of people who watch and subscribe to me, 40% are not. So that's why we draw somewhat of a larger crowd in comparison to my subscriber to live viewership ratio, which is abnormally high in comparison to a lot of channels, right? And so I want to thank everybody for watching, regardless of what side of the fence you fall on. Also want to shout out Up in the Unicorn on YouTube as well as Mocha Mommy. We have a couple more videos to watch though, and then I'll open up the panel, right? We have a couple more videos to watch. I was watching a prison video, not prison video particularly, but this was a video of a man who was in prison, who went to prison, and he was being interviewed. And what he had to say on his upbringing was absolutely fascinating to me. He describes why he went to prison. And it's just mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. To hear his upbringing and why he ended up there is mind-boggling. Let's take a listen, ladies and gentlemen.
You grow up exposed to a lot, you know what I'm saying? You grow up seeing a lot and, you know, certain
Nigga, I know what you're saying, bro. I feel you, cuz. I feel you.
Kids take the certain shit when you grow up and you real impressionable. You dig what I'm saying? Really, I came coming from a house like a background, like a household with decent income. So
Wait. You came from where? Hold on.
Like a house like a back. You know what I'm saying? Really, I came coming from a house like a background, like a household with decent income. So it wasn't so much the money, you know what I'm saying? I was really more attracted to the activity, you know what I'm saying? Like I was a young athlete and that's really what I fell in love with, you know what I'm saying? The activity. I was, you know what I'm saying, a fighter by the time I was 13, you know what I'm saying?
So he came from a decent household, but he loved the activity. The activity of the streets is what he's describing.
Gang member and shit. But it wasn't really because we was broke and didn't have shit, you know what I'm saying? It was just because I was attracted to that rush, that activity, you know what I'm saying? And it translated from the football field to whether we was in the streets to at the skating ring. You know what I'm saying? It was just like niggas was with the shit.
So he grew up in a good home, a good house, assuming a 2-parent household, had a decent, highly upper, maybe mid to upper mid income. Didn't have to be in the streets, but he was attracted to the streets. You see, so when other cultures point out the fact that black males have created a culture of degeneracy, this is what you see. In a lot of cases, even when men don't have to necessarily be in the streets, black males still gravitate towards the streets because the streets are what's popular in black male pop culture, right? This level of degeneracy can be seen and has been seen quite a bit, at least in my experience, where guys who didn't need to be on the streets were still on the streets because there's just something that pulls them into it. It's just that I just love the streets, man. I just love the streets, right? Thought that was very interesting. I want to show you one other thing. This last, and thank you so much for, I think, the $10 super chat again from A Maddie D. She says, exactly, THT, black men won't see where they are the problem. And I often say, and or write, if black men won't change for the benefit of black people, why the hell should white people? Well, A Maddie D, that's a good question there. That's a good question there. I'm going to show you one last video, ladies and gentlemen, before we open up the panel. This video is of a pastor. Now, this particular pastor, I haven't done that much research on him, so if somebody does a lot of research and they point something out, I don't just all out fully support this pastor. However, I wanted to explain a video title that he had. This is an actual pastor. The name of this video is so There's Something Wrong with the Black Man's Thinking. That's the name of this video from this pastor, boy. I know he's feeling it now. And the background on him is that he is a pastor who was for his black community, man. He's done a lot for the black community. And I guess he just got frustrated one day and decided to go all in. So pastor's going to preach to us for a second. Before we open up the phone lines, make sure you like the video, ladies and gentlemen.
At an outhouse, and a snake was in there. She never went back. She went to the woods after that. These people, these Van Jones, these Michael Eric Dysons, these Liz Grandison, they don't know nothing about that. They don't know nothing about poverty.
Come on, Pastor.
They don't know nothing about eating molasses and wheat skin and biscuits, and that's all they do. They don't know nothing about eating huckleberries and biscuits because there ain't nothing else to eat. They don't know nothing about that. Talk to me, talk about I ain't no black man. Tell me I don't know nothing about being a black man. They don't know nothing about that. They ain't never been beat by the police. They're talking about Jackson Memorial Hospital now being filled up with the COVID-19.
I didn't want to play that. I'm sure I'll get shadow banned. Fuck it.
Patients. I spent 2 weeks in there with cracked ribs, broken teeth, concussion, beat by the police, kicked for hours. They don't know nothing about that. They don't know nothing. Don't talk to me. You don't know nothing about it. I've forgotten more about how to be a man than these damn fools you see on television with that picture. No. Talking about I ain't a brother. I ain't for the black man. Don't know a damn thing about me. Nothing. Not to mention that they throw rocks at me now. That I fed them, same ones I fed. You don't know nothing about me. You couldn't walk in my shoes. I drank from a colored water fountain. Went to an all-colored school. You sit there on television with your pensioners from Harvard and Princeton, think you can talk to black folks. Hell, you live in white, married to a white woman, and you're a black man married to a white man. You think you can solve the problem of black folk? What the hell is this? What is this? What is this? What is this?
Pastor was feeling some type of way. Now I know probably gonna get made fun of, obviously, and wonder why I'm playing that clip. He's fed up essentially, right? He came from a period where there's real racism, and I know we talk about black men being conquered and everything like that, but I think the heart of his message, there was good intentions, is that he fought very dearly for black people. At one point in time, he was hospitalized when racism was really going on, when there really was white supremacy, not what we experienced in 2021. Obviously, I know that there's racial prejudices and injustices that happen, particularly in the workplace. I get that. I know that. However, times were a little bit different then. And nowadays, he faces more retribution from black males than from anybody else. That's why he's so upset right now. So apparently, he just kind of went off on one sermon, right? And that's kind of the same thing that happens here, right? I face more retribution from black males than anybody. When in reality, I'm the first one that was always willing to lend, willing to give, willing to offer my services for my brothers, because I thought that that's what we were supposed to do. That's how I was raised, you know. Every situation where I thought I had a brother and my fellow brother ended up being something where it just completely bit me in the back, right? It completely stabbed me in the back. And eventually I realized that I really don't have friends that are black men. I just don't. And after that point, I began to just focus completely on myself, because no matter how much I gave in each situation, I was always giving more of myself than my homies were giving back to me. I always offered more of my time, services, with nothing, asking for nothing in return that my homies were willing to give for me. And that became a recurring event, right? So when I speak and I say the things that I say now, it doesn't surprise me that my biggest detractors are black males, because obviously I come at them pretty, you know, in pause moment, of course, right there. I'm pretty fervent. Is that even a word? I think that's a word. In my antics. But at the end of the day, if they were to truly need something and I felt like there was authenticity there, I'm the one that would probably be able to give it to you. Pause again. A lot of pause moments that I just said, before any of your black brethren would, right? I've been unselfish to a fault. That's part of the reason why it's so frustrating, trying to be a black male in the black community, because there is no empathy. There is no giving amongst your brothers. You really have very few, if any, brothers. Unfortunately, we've been able to meet a couple of good guys on this panel, but most of these guys, they'll never be my brothers. They just won't. They will never see me in the same light collectively. And this has been happening ever since I was a kid, right? I was mocked, ridiculed, made fun of my whole life by black guys, right? And obviously I understand it now, and I'm a grown man now, so I don't harbor those feelings as much as I used to as a teenager. But I've never experienced that brotherhood per se, right? That brotherhood was never really apparent to me, right? And that continues now. So 341 people watching. Yeah, I know a lot of pause moments there. A lot of pause moments there. Brian Trek says black people are very tribal. I wonder if it's genetic. We've heard kind of a couple of those guys. Gabriel says Pastor Manning has no filter. Yeah, I don't know too much about him, but I'm definitely going to try and look him up. Up in the Unicorn says they isolate all good black males. Yeah, that's exactly what I experienced. You know, it's exactly what I experienced. And even now today, you know, Tony Morrison, are black males loyal to anybody? I don't know. I don't know. In every instance where I lended my unyielding loyalty to who I thought were friends, all but I could say, I think I could say probably two brothers out of the hundreds of interactions, if not thousands of interactions I've had with black males during my lifetime, I'd say all but about two brothers lent that same helping hand back to me. You know, when I was sleeping in my car, one of my homies let me crash at his place for a couple nights. And so shout out to him. He's in prison right now. I think he's in prison for life right now, actually. And so there was some loyalty there, and he did recognize that loyalty. He could see that I was genuine, right? So I had a couple. But severe minority. Masscat says pastor is done. AM says I don't like pastors, but he was snapping. Yeah, that comes from a place of passion, man. But Unicorn says this preacher was banned for hate speech, but Kevin wasn't. Okay, yeah. Well, you know, that says a lot about the collective of black males. I'm gonna open the panel right now, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to hop on the panel, you are more than welcome. Everybody is welcome today. This has been part one of the What is Wrong with Black Males. We're going to continue part two on the next live stream, but for now, we're going to go to the panels. There's the link. Let me see. There's the link. Let me go ahead and go to YouTube and actually make it permalink it really quickly. There we go. My nice little transition. We'll get the side camera going right now. Get the side camera going. Get their arms looking swole. It's them angles, man. Them angles. It's all about them angles, y'all. Well, women know that. Women know the angles, man. And women got the angles. I'm working on my angles. 146 likes. Thank you so much for everybody that's liked. That message is pinned. I expect Alexander Brandon to be the first one up as usual. Alexander don't play around, man. Y'all better get on y'all's game. Alexander's coming for you. I know I say this all the time, but ultimately, really and truly, my goal is for black males to be better. The reason I go so hard on you black males is because I know that you go so hard on our women, man. So I have to go hard on you. Pause. Mega pause. Right? I have to. A lot of people think I'm pandering and whatever it might be and whatever it might be. And my question to you is, would you prefer that I was against black women like most black men are? Is that what you prefer? I'll never understand why they get so upset. Is that what you want? Would you prefer that the honest truth was like the collective majority of the black males on YouTube that went against black women, that went to denigrate and to demonize and publicly humiliate our black women? Is that what you want? Help me understand. Help me understand where sticking up for black women becomes pandering. Because if I'm not sticking up for black women, if I'm not pandering, quote unquote, then what would I be doing? You're either black or white, man. You're either black or white, and I don't mean racially, right? I mean you're either on one side of the fence or the other. So if you're going to denigrate somebody for pandering or sticking up for black women, would you prefer that they demonized or ridiculed black women? I don't understand that. I'll never understand this. Particularly, obviously, from some of the drama that we've had going on in the space here and in the black women protection sector, right? There's a lot of drama going on. And it's bewildering to me. It's like, guys, if we're all supposed to be in this for the protection of black women, then what's the problem? Lordy. Dasher has joined the building, ladies and gentlemen, as well as Dust Slayer, as well as Uppity Unicorn. I want to lend the floor to Uppity Unicorn, then we'll go to Dasher. Dust Slayer, if you could mute yourself if possible. Thank you, Dust Slayer. Uppity Unicorn, then we'll go to Dasher. Then Kier, then Dust Slayer. So it's good to see you, Uppity Unicorn. Welcome to the live stream.
Thank you so much. Is this my first time? I think it is.
I think it is your first time. Yeah. It's a trip. It's an honor to have you for the first time, Uppity. And I'm sorry, Uppity, really quickly, before we read, I just need to read this $10 super chat from Black Woman Sisterhood. Oh, man, I think I missed it. Oh, here it is. I'm sorry, Uppity. Black Woman Sisterhood says, why is it they always ask some random unqualified black men about black women and why they're single? I have no idea. As if there isn't a marriage crisis among black men too. They act like black men are thriving in marriage rates. Right. It's mesospheric levels of cognitive dissonance. Why is a two-time divorce, and there's nothing wrong with divorce, guys. I understand divorce happens. However, we got to be pretty real about somebody who's offering marriage advice when they've been divorced twice. What the fuck? I'm sorry for my language. Jedi Mike with the $10 super chat. Good to see you in the building. Jedi Mike said it's a hard fight out here. It's hard out here. Fight the good fight. Thank you, Jedi. Be an example. Be the example, not the majority. Thank you, Jedi, for the $10 super chat. Uppity Unicorn, thank you for your patience, dear. Go ahead.
So I just wanted to comment really quickly on why you are a problem for the average. I don't know if I should call that the average black male or what, but what you are doing, or let me start it this way. If all black men were to be on one accord with people like the manosphere, their gaslighting attempts to make us think everything is our fault would be incredibly successful.
Right. Absolutely.
But you are a wrench in the system. You are a wrench in the system because all black women are saying the same thing, but we feel like we're crazy. But if you say it, then we're like, oh my God, I knew I wasn't crazy, right? They're literally denying our reality. It's like what Sis said. What did she say? Black Woman Sisterhood, the thing that was on the super chat. It was like, yeah, black women are the least married. It's like, dude, you're the least married too. Black women are obese. You're the most obese too.
Right.
like, dude.
It's wild. It's like the rule when you point the finger at somebody, you have three more pointing back at you, right? Exactly. But they're like, yeah, but these fingers are smaller than this finger though, and you're just like, bruh, Come on, bro. Like at some point or another, we gotta start being real with ourselves here. And it's tough being in this position, obviously, because now it's a little bit of heat from both sides, and it's like, oh damn, all right, well, but Uppity, I think you're absolutely right about that. And listen, I enjoy your content thoroughly. I love the content that you make, and as you put it, I am in the clouds with you as I watch. Very peaceful content, and I'll continue to recommend you and your channel. So I'm going to put the channel links to Uppity Unicorn. Make sure you subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. And listen, your first time on the panel, I didn't even think about that, but I know you've been a supporter for an extremely long time. So I just want to thank you for all your support. And I can't type in chat. I can't type and talk, so I'm trying to talk.
It's all good. I'm actually all done. So if anybody else wants to chime in, go ahead. I'll be on mute.
Thank you, Uppity. There's the link right there, ladies and gentlemen. I still can't talk in chat. She got some love. Definitely got some love in the chat right now. We're going to go ahead and move on to Kier 101. After Kier, I want to go ahead and take care of some of the ladies, gentlemen, obviously in the priority of ladies first. So we have Halima. She's new to the live stream. And then after Halima, we'll go with Diana and then Lin. Then we'll go to you, Dasher. Dasher's on vacation, ladies and gentlemen. Dasher is on vacation. And then the Dust Slayer. Dust Slayer, I'm not sure if you're a lady. I believe you are, obviously, with that name. So we'll let Dust Slayer go after Kier, because she's been here for a while. That was about as clear as mud, right, ladies and gentlemen? So $7 super chat from Self Love Heals, sending the Uppity unicorn logo in the chat, or the unicorn emoji in the chat. Kier 101, it's good to see you in the building, my dear. Thank you for all your support to the channel. What did you have to add to the topic on what's going on, what's wrong with black men?
Oh, thank you guys, Truth, so much. Actually, if you don't mind, I see some newer people that can actually go before me.
Sure, of course, not a problem, Kier. Very gracious move. Thank you for that, Kier. I appreciate that. Let's go ahead and get Halima on. We haven't heard from Halima before, and I hope I'm saying your name right, my dear. Forgive my ignorance if I'm not. But Halima, welcome to the live stream, and this is your first time here. So, what did you think about the topic at hand?
I've been listening to you for a while, but it's my first time joining in. Yes, it is.
You say that again? How do you say it?
Halima. You got it right.
All right. Nice. Well, thank you so much, dear. What did you have to input in particular?
For me, I might get probably look at sideways from both ends, but I feel like men should be leaders, right? And if they keep this gender war, sorry, my cat moved. If they keep this gender war going, as women and as emotional we are, we can go on forever. Like we can and what really bothers me is the comparison thing. Like one of the people were saying earlier, like they would say, oh well, black women or at least this, and then black men too, but then they'll like move the goalpost. Anyway, I can ramble all that I can. All I can say is, as men that are supposed to be leaders, if they keep these, pointing fingers and all this stuff going, we'll never get anywhere. Okay, never. And the thing is, as a leader, show example. Women, we can say where we are wrong so easily if you admit where you went wrong as well. But if you keep pointing your finger, you single mother, it will never get anywhere. And that's why a lot of women, they cannot truly rest in their femininity. If the man is not taking the leadership role and the man role, it's just a bunch of emotion going all over the place, and we will get anywhere. Sorry, I can ramble, but I was stopped.
Oh, you're good. Halima, I appreciate that, dear. And it's a great first words for your first time on the channel. I completely 1000% support and back up everything that you said there. That's it. At some point or another, you got to accept accountability for yourself. If you're trying to put all the accountability on everybody else, the one who's placing the blame needs to also be able to accept the blame that he's placing in that case. As Game of Thrones said, the one who casts judgment must swing the sword. And so there was an instance where there was a criminal who needed to, and this is how they did it back in the day, who needed to be beheaded, right? Because of his crime. And so it was tradition for the king to do it. And the king had to do it because the king was the final word of judgment. So he's the one that bears the responsibility of casting and keeping himself held accountable to the judgment that he inflicts on others or casts on others. and he's held responsible for the judgment when he messes up as a king as well. Right. So as the king, as the leader, you have to make sure that if you're catching judgment, that you're doing it righteously, because if you're not, your entire kingdom will suffer based off of your unrighteousness. It's a heavy burden, man, to be a leader. It's a heavy burden. It's really not for everybody. But when you have a community who has the weakest leaders, then it starts to show very clearly in the community. So let's go ahead and go to Dust Slayer. Dust Slayer, I haven't heard from you before. I know you dropped off and you came back on, so we'll go ahead and let you go really quickly. It's good to see you, Dust Slayer. The floor is yours. And just unmute yourself. Well, let me see. Unmute yourself if you can, Dust Slayer.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you perfectly, dear. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, it's my first time being on the panel.
Okay. What did you have? And we'll try and keep it quick.
I haven't watched your channel for a long. I've been like I got referred by Cynthia G a few weeks ago.
Okay.
And even after watching all this stuff, I just really want to know, like, what's wrong with Black men? Like, it's just everything is an issue. Don't want to work, don't want to do anything. And I don't get it. I just still don't understand.
Well, and here's the thing, right? There are Black men who do well for themselves out there, right? There are Black men who work, and we definitely pay homage to them. However, what we do see is even in the ones that do work, there's still a lot of the time there's still something off, right? There's still something missing, right? Or they might actually stick up or take for the men who they're not a part of as a collective. For instance, we have a lot of guys come onto here and they'll be like, hey, I'm married to a Black woman. I got a job, I pay the bills, but I don't like how you talk about Black males. And I'm like, well, brother, I'm not even talking about you though. So why are you trying to die on the hill of Black males that you yourself don't even represent? Well, it's not that. It's just that I'm Black, and I get that, and this is why I say, and just like I said before, just like I said a couple seconds ago, I pay homage and I tip my hat in respect to the Black men who are actually doing what their traditional role should be in America. But even they seem to have somewhat of a problem with what I'm saying by and large. So I don't know what exactly is going on. This was somewhat of a light dive into the topic of discussion, but in the second live stream, we're going to start to kind of get into the actual mental processes a bit. Now, I have to be very careful with this because we start talking about a lot of different touchy subjects as far as genetics go, right? What's the word? Eugenics, I think, right?
Yeah.
But we'll try and make sense of it. I'm not sure exactly to answer your question. I just know that something's off by and large. Some people would say it's the culture that we've created, that Black males have created. Some people would say it's genetics. Some people would say some people say a lot.
Yeah. Can I also add something else?
And
it's just like what you said about getting education, and it's just kind of like when they accomplish that, or when most Black men, well, some Black men accomplish that, it's just like they want to get praised for doing the bare minimum, and I just don't get it. You want a pat on the back, you want a cookie for being a man and doing what you're supposed to do,
right? Absolutely.
And yeah,
You're
I know
exactly
it's not
right.
every single Black man that does that, but it's like a lot of them do, and I just don't understand. It's like I've been watching a lot of videos, like I watch a lot of videos in this sector of YouTube, and I just still don't get it. I still just don't understand.
Well, you and I both, Dustler, and listen, I appreciate your input. We're going to move on, dear, but listen, that's a great question, and this is why I'm making this series here. So hopefully by the end of it, we'll get some more clear and concise answers, all right? All right, dear. We'll talk to you soon. We'll keep you on the panel, though. We have Jedi Mike in the building. We'll come to Jedi Mike in a little bit. Good to see you again, Jedi Mike. I believe that I don't know who was next, to be honest with you. We're going to go ahead and go with Diana. Then we'll go with Lin. Then we'll go with Dasher after Lin. So Diana, Lin, then Dasher. I'm sure I'll mess this order up, even though it's only 3 sequential usernames. We'll see. My mind's all over the place sometimes. Diana, it's good to see you again, my dear. The floor is yours.
Hi, Donna's Truth. I've been enjoying your channel. And on this particular subject matter, I've noticed in the chat, and just like with some of the panel speakers wanting to wonder what's wrong with Black men. And I think a lot of it begins at home. because for a long time, okay, black men did, along with black women, did experience a lot of racism, institutionalized racism, white supremacy, and all that. And I think mothers in the home and black families like overcompensated and coddled black men as a result. And now you have the fruits of those seeds that were planted. And it's just like one big disaster to why they can't get themselves together. Like they think they're entitled. They think they can just exist and do absolutely nothing and expect people to submit to them or give them praise and give them participation trophies for doing whatever every other man has done wittingly without, parades and accolades.
Right.
I think that's where that comes from. And
yeah,
black men need to get it together because they're getting left behind globally.
Yeah,
and economically.
Absolutely, and
this we headed for a recession, like Great Depression era recession, and people think it's a joke because of this pandemic, and don't nobody give a damn about your hood, your set, none of that. It's gonna be about the survival of the fittest, and that's gonna equal education and job experience.
Absolutely.
And if you ain't got it, you gonna get left.
Absolutely. And Diana, listen, I want to point on something that you said, and thank you for that, Diana. That's very good. At the end of the day, and just like we saw earlier in the video, the guy who is still living with his mother, and I think he was probably nearly 40. I'm guessing he's probably 36 or 37, man. This guy seems to know everything, right? He knows, he's figured it all out. He's figured everything out except for the most basic form of adult male survival in America, which is living on your own, essentially. So he's got the secrets to life, but he doesn't even know how to place or utilize a representation of this vast array of knowledge that he knows. And this is what we see from a lot of black males. They have everything to say to black women. Oh, you need to do this. You need to follow us this way. You need to just, because this is the reason why. And then a black male in the 1943 and then in 1476, Christopher Columbus, and they just go on and on and on and on and on. And then you're like, but you don't even live by yourself, but you don't even have a car. You don't even, huh? How can we take advice from you when your physical representation of manifestation as far as the things that you talk about isn't there either? Once again, going back to the Kevin Scamullo situation and him being a 2-time divorced marriage counselor, it's like, wait, why? What? Great point there. Very good point, Diana. We're going to go ahead and move on to Linlin. I remembered. Linlin, the floor is yours, my dear. And then after Linlin, we're going to go to Dasher. Looks like Dasher dropped off. Yo, Dasher is consistently dropping off. Listen, Dasher, I appreciate you, man. I know you're vacationing, so whenever you come back up, Dasher. Linlin, go ahead, my dear.
Yeah, I'll try to be quick. I just wanted to comment on the pastor and the rant that he went on because I felt that in my bones. I just feel like, there's so many excuses that Black men make, and the Black men today could not deal with the kind of racism and suppression that was really existing back in the day when they are acting like they are still drinking from colored water fountains. They're acting like they're still prevented from moving into, like they're acting like they are really oppressed, like these men have experienced back in the day. The men today, I'm sorry to say it, they are weaklings because they cannot handle a day of what that pastor went through for a significant portion of his life. So they need to stop with this mess, and the excuses, I can almost name the top 3 excuses because it's always the same thing: slavery, racism, Jim Crow, and in that order. Whenever one of these Black men come up here and they start trying to explain themselves, I always know what it's always one of the 3: slavery, racism, Jim Crow. It's like eating, what are we having tonight? Mac and cheese, chicken, or pork chops. What are we having? It's one of the 3. Like how are you not bored? Are you not tired of the same excuse? This year it's slavery, racism, and Jim Crow. Last year it was the same thing. Next year it's going to be slavery, racism, and Jim Crow. And we're only getting older here. So we're getting further and further away from that time, and you're still hearkening back. You're still hearkening back to the 1800s. You're holding on to the 1800s. So you might as well put on a cropper outfit and just live your life in a field. and just keep picking cotton. Like you're acting like you're still living in those times. You might as well just put on the outfit and just go find a field and go pick the cotton because you apparently think you're still living that life. So you might as well just go live that life. And the rest of us will be over here, you know, and
It's so
I
true.
don't know. Yeah, I don't know if you're like hitting on something here with the genetics, and I don't want to get like too much into it because I know it's touchy, but like the one and only Dusty that I dated, like he came from a 2-parent household, and he literally told me his goal was to be a thug. Literally told me that his goal. That was like his legit goal. He thought he was going to be like a street kingpin. Like that was his goal.
Really?
And I'm like, why? And his two sis, like, why? So like I'm
Yo.
trying to reconcile. Like I'm not even joking. Like he
I
literally
know.
told me this.
That's sad.
How is that your life dream to be a thug? Like that was literally his life goal.
And listen,
And
about the being the thug thing, right? We covered the Michael Francis. You saw the actual Nabadon, mob figure, right? We saw earlier in the live stream. Listen, if you're gonna be a thug, if you're gonna do organized crime, then at least do it in an organized way to where the community is going to be able to make millions. And in the Italian and Sicilian mobs case, and the Nabaldeian, I forget how to say it, Nabaldeian mobs case, billions of dollars, because the mob owns Las Vegas to this day. The mob owns Las Vegas. So if you're gonna do crime, at least do it to where, I mean, shoot, we can really get some good community effects coming from it. But niggas crimes aren't hitting on anything, man. And moreover, the crimes that most Negroes are doing aren't even the crimes that really pay or get least jail time or sentences. For instance, if you're gonna do crime, do white collar crime, do embezzlement, do wire fraud. And listen, Susan at YouTube, I'm not advocating for crime. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to prove a point that's illegal. Crime's illegal, Susan at YouTube. And listen, crime's illegal, guys. Don't do crime. I'm just saying, if you're gonna do something, then at least do it the right way. I mean, Jesus, you could do wire fraud or embezzlement, be like Bandman Kivo, a guy from Chicago who went to the feds for 2 years, and he made over $10 million in embezzlement. If you're going to do something, I mean, come on. There's even a right way to do crime, for Christ's sakes. Lord have mercy. Go ahead, Lillian. I'll let you finish up.
No, yeah. His claim to fame was small scale neighborhood terrorism, like snatching people's chains off the street. Maybe it's probably worth $20 at the Cash for Gold place. Who knows? That was his claim to fame. So yeah,
terrible, man. Risking 10 years for forced burglary or for aggravated theft for a $20 chain.
And I'm still trying to understand, because I don't think any of these men who come up here with all these excuses have ever explained exactly what is preventing them from going to school and getting an education. Does it say Black women only welcome? Do they only accept applications from Black women and women and other groups? And they when you put in your application, they just go denied Black man. Like, what exactly is preventing you from going to school? I'm trying to understand, because there are schools in my neighborhood and I see kids in there. So I don't know what happened with you. Like,
well, you see, Lyndon, the problem is that the college is a white man's institution. And
yeah, that's true.
The white man has blue eyes, right? And he has blonde hair. And that's the reason why Black males can't go to school as much, Lyndon. So I hope that answered your question there.
Actually, you know what? That actually makes a lot of sense. That makes so much sense.
Lyndon,
I think we solved it.
You and I are on the same page, my dear. And listen, it's always good to see Lyndon on the panel. She brings up some amazing, very introspective points. Is that the right word? Introspective. You know what I mean? Lyndon, we're going to come back to you in a bit, my dear. Thank you so much again for that. I appreciate that. We're going to go ahead and let Dasher go after you, Dasher, because I know you're on vacation. We're going to let Kiera go, and then Dean is new on the panel. Dean has just joined the panel for the first time, I believe. I feel like this might be Kenyatta's 5th account. I'm going to go with Kenyatta XL, or I'm going to go with Arsenal God. Dean is either Arsenal God or Kenyatta XL. Time will tell. So Dasher, then Kier, then Dean, and then we'll go with Jedi Mike to wrap everybody up. And I know some of y'all want to see the names as well, so I'm going to put the names up so y'all can see them. Go ahead, Dasher. The floor is yours, my friend. Dasher's on vacation. Let's see. Unmute yourself, Dasher.
Yeah, how are you doing?
Hey, good, man. Where you vacating at right now?
No, I have two weeks of vacation now. And
Oh, okay. So you're just chilling off of work, man. Also, that's awesome, bro. That's awesome. Your connection sounds a bit spotty, so I'll let you go really quickly, okay?
yeah, I have a question for you. Sorry. Yeah.
Go ahead, Dasher.
Okay. So what is wrong with because I still live with my mom, so what's wrong with that? Because I heard you before say that if you are above the age of 25 and you still live with your mom, you have a problem. So I'm 27, so I'm curious about that.
Yeah. How much are studio apartments near you, man?
But no, I just live. Sorry, no. I actually live with my little brother. I don't live. Me and my mom are living with my little brother. So
Okay. It's a little hard to hear you. But you're working full time right now, right? You have a job.
Yeah.
Do you have a car and a license?
I have a license. I used to have a car, but I didn't have the license. Now I have the license, but I don't have the car.
So you don't have a car anymore?
No.
Okay, you need to focus on getting a car. If you drive through Uber lets you rent cars. My best advice to you is on your days off, get a rental car from Uber or from Lyft. They're gonna charge you, I think, $250 a week, or maybe it's $250 a month. I'm not sure. I think it's $250 a week, to be honest with you. After you hit a certain amount of hours, every dollar that you make or every ride that you make after that is profit to yourself. Save up money. Use their car, rent a car from Uber or Lyft, do DoorDash, whatever it might be. They all offer cars for rentals. Save up money, put a down payment on a cash car if you want, or from a car that's like a tote-to-note place or a dealership that's a in-house financing dealership. Stay around $7,000 to $10,000. Keep on doing Uber and Lyft on your days off, or even after you get off of work. Try and do 25 to 30 hours there. The Uber or Lyft drivers that I use a lot of the time, if they do a 40-hour week, they pull in I think $7,000 to $8,000, possibly $1,000 if they do a 40-hour week, right? Obviously, some of your money is going towards gas, oil changes, and repairs, but you do semi-decently if you drive for Uber, DoorDash, Uber Eats, Lyft, or whatever it might be. So on your days off, use that car that you saved up money for from renting the car from Uber, and then put that towards a down payment. Essentially, you need to start making more money right now. Once you start making more money, you can get a vehicle. Once you get a vehicle, then you can go ahead and get yourself you can go ahead and get yourself an apartment or look to move out. If you don't want to do that, I know you're in Canada. If you have a license, what I would do if I was your age, bro, I would just get into a semi truck and start doing CDL driving. I would start driving semis, bro. I would drive semis, live on the road for 2 years, save up money, and then eventually decide to put yourself a down payment on a house or go get an apartment. Either way, you can live on the road and still make money. So trucking or Uber Eats by renting a car from Uber and then eventually using that money to buy your own car and continuing that until you can make enough money to sustain yourself living in an apartment. So either drive a truck, a big rig, or drive for Uber Eats. That's what I would do, man.
But
Right?
The question was, what's wrong with a man living with his parents? I don't understand. Like, it's something like
what's wrong with
as
the man?
question,
Let me ask you. Do you want to bring a girl to your parents' house? That's what's wrong with living with your parents when you're 30 years old. Okay, so that answers your question, Dasher. Listen, we're gonna move on. Your connection's a little spotty, but I appreciate you, Dasher. You stay on the panel if you want. Okay.
Okay, great. Okay.
Okay, Dasher. It's not cool to bring a girl to mom's house, bro. And listen, we love you, man. We love you here. Okay, Dasher's a cool guy. He's a sweet guy. But none of that, Dasher. None of that. We're gonna go ahead and go with Kier and then Jedi Mike. Then we'll go to Dean. Kier, what did you have to input on everything you've heard thus far, or did you want to kind of just chill and vibe for a little bit longer, Kier? The ball is in your.
I'll just chill and vibe for a little bit more longer.
I love it. I love it. You chill for as long as you do. We're gonna go ahead and go to Jedi Mike. Jedi Mike, so good to see you again on the panel, my friend. Like that chain, swaggy, man. I'm not sure if it's part of the shirt, but it's swaggy, man. The glasses. I see the fit. $25 super chat from the Pink Pill. The Pink Pill in the building. Wow! Shout out to the Pink Pill. Came in here to give support, as I hear was given to me. It's nice to see some kindness. Thank you, Pink Pill, my dear. Thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for all the support that you give my sisters. Positive image and dialogue that the women in my family and community can rest in their femininity upon. Everything that you do, Pink Pill, I'll always support. And so thank you for being you. Beyond that, you're just a sweet person. So I appreciate that, Pink Pill. Pink Pill's in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Crystal and Carrison. I hope that is that. Did I say the right name? Yo, I'm so dusty. I believe her name's Crystal Carson, right? Yeah. Pink Pill's in the building. Wow, that's exciting, y'all. That's exciting. I hate to. Okay, everybody knows her name, right? I was like, dang, did I just dox her? That's why I kind of got nervous there. I know her name, obviously, but I was like, dang, I just doxed her. Jesus. Pink Pill in the building. Shout out to the Pink Pill. Jedi Mike, the floor is yours.
Mm-hmm. How you doing? Can you hear me?
Yes, hear you perfectly.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm on vacation, seeing my folks and stuff. But like, listen, I can't let the dude slide. Like, listen, that dude's like he's 10 years older than me, and like I'm still at my mama's house and I'm still in college. I'm like, dude, you got no excuse. Especially, minimum wage about to be increased in a couple of months. I'm like, but listen how the way he said it. He said like, yo, man, like, listen, I'm still living with with the joint. He didn't say I'm living with my mama, because then you feel like, oh, then that felt like the weight of it would been hit him in the face. But like, listen, he said like, I don't understand when he's trying to over-explain the things of what you're overcompensating for the lack of what you have. He was saying like, hey, listen, like I don't know what's with women, you got bill with them and bill with them all stuff and everything. I got bill. I'm like, dude, what are you billing? Bunk beds in your mama's house? Like what? I'm just saying like you have no space and you're worrying about all this other stuff, regardless of your own well-being. In terms of like, listen, I cannot survive as a man in here while I'm in the constraints of my mom. I'm not saying that in terms of life happens to you, but especially like you're right, there's technically is an age limit in terms of you coming like, listen, to a point where you have to go get ends meet and then actually take care of yourself as a man.
Jedi, let me stop you for a second. Lemonade, listen, y'all. Let me say this really quickly. I'm not sure what personal grievances that you have for anybody at this point. The drama is just getting a bit too much. Lemonade, I'm putting you in timeout. Listen, as far as I'm concerned, and 1 second, Jedi. As far as I'm concerned, ladies and gentlemen, the drama for whatever other drama channels, whatever it might be that happen on other channels, that's not any of your concern, and that's not any of our concern. There's not going to be any drama talks on this channel, okay? Particularly anybody that supports the message of empowering Black women, please don't instigate or look to cause drama amongst our own people, amongst our own community. The divisiveness, I don't know where y'all are bringing this all up from or whatever it might be. I'm sorry, I have to put this, and this is the strongest I'm ever going to talk to y'all. But I need to make this very clear. No disrespect, okay? If I see anybody disrespecting, then I'm going to make sure that you'll be blocked, okay? I don't know. And listen, Lemonade, maybe I blocked you for the wrong reason. Maybe I don't understand what's going on, but please, and Lemonade, once again, send me an email. I'm not sure what's going on, but we're not calling anybody, especially the Pink Pill, anything. I mean, goodness gracious, come on. Let's show a little bit of respect if that's the case, y'all. A little bit of respect. Even if you don't understand what somebody's saying, we're not going to cause strife amongst ourselves. No, that's not how we do it here, y'all. Come on now. Jedi, I'm sorry, man. I'll let you kind of finish up really quickly. If you'd like,
don't
Jedi.
Don't apologize, man. Don't apologize. You know me, bro. But listen, on the fact of like of saying about us now, we have as leaders, we fail in terms of our community. Now, listen, it's like we always saying that why are we normalizing this dysfunctional behavior, saying I gotta get street cred. You focus on getting credit in the streets. What about your credit score? If you're at 450, I'm like you got bigger problems and then trying to get some street cred. And I'm just don't understand that. So it's like the whole thing is that you won't wear the mascot of a thug, but yet when you take that mess off, who's that guy you look in the mirror? Is it that 7-year-old boy that was traumatized because of the fact whatever situation he might have been living. So i.e. he's living in the image of guys he think he respects, so therefore he want to be that, but he never going to be, because like I said, having emulating a thug, it's like I said, it's not when you're not emulating some integrity, eventually going to fall. It's like fronts is always going to be foreseen, when you put in front, always. So the whole thing, and the whole thing about that saying, why do we men is fall? Like, this is what video that I plan on working on is like in the Dark Knight trilogy at the end, the Dark Knight Rises, when Bruce Wayne, he finally got his back broken by Bane, got thrown to the bottomless pit, and he always tried to keep climbing up, but he had this rope here and he keep getting dragged down. and he always had the memory of his father when he pulled him out when he was a child. Say, you know, when his father told him, Bruce, why do we fall? So we can learn to pick ourselves up. But unfortunately, as black men, we have not learned that. We just might want to stay in that bottomless pit and not, you know, having the safety net of the rope when we're trying to climb of what we call subjugation, this whatever thing that this environment that we as black men created, or in terms of our culture. You know, right. That if we don't pull ourselves out of this, and then in the movie, you need to realize that when Bruce Wayne, when he finally made that jump, he took the rope off. That's you taking, you know, off of the safety net that you have, i.e., you know, being in your comfort zone, being not taking risks,
being in mama's house,
being in your mama's house. That is dragging you down.
And listen, bro, that's what it's all about, man. That's the name of the game, and that's why. That's why what you're saying is so important. You have to, at some point as a man, step out of your comfort zone and just get it done. And guess what? If you fail, you fail. Because on his first jump, on his first try, he didn't make the jump. But he trained, he knew what he had to do, and then eventually he finally got out of the pit. It takes time, and it's not going to happen overnight. You see, these guys want overnight success. It's not going to happen overnight. It takes time. The process of developing into a man, it takes time. Into a healthy, emotionally balanced human being takes time, right? For both men and ladies. I love that, Jedi. And I want to move on. We'll come back to you in a bit here, man. I want to go ahead and let Dean have the floor. Dean, this is the first time I've heard from you. So Dean, the floor is yours.
Well, how's it going, young man?
It's going well. How are you today?
Pretty good.
Good, man. Good. This is your first time here, huh?
No, I'm aware of your channel.
Okay. Is the first time calling in, though?
Yes.
All right. Nice. So how long have you been watching, and what's your overall critique or message?
What's my overall critique?
Yeah. What's your overall critique? And then we'll ask you about the particular title of the vehicle.
Oh, yeah, because that's what
the video today. How long you know?
So I watch sporadically. I've seen your name pop up other places, and I've come in, and it's not exactly my cup of tea.
Okay. But now, what did you think about this message today? We'll go ahead and try and specify it. Go ahead.
So you know, there are issues concerning, you know, black males in America.
Okay.
And it really starts at a young age.
Okay.
And there's not a lot of attention. Like, so I understand how you feel about black men, but there's not enough attention given to black boys. And I feel like there's a lot of programs being set up for black girls, which there should be. I'm not saying that I'm not saying take away from one to give to the other, rob Peter to pay Paul. But there's not a lot of programs, because this issue is systemic, and there's not a lot of programs that are focused on black boys. You know, black boys in Baltimore are barely cutting the muster in terms of reading. You know, so I think when we're having these conversations,
let me ask you a question. What program do you know of right now that accepts black girls but not black boys? Name me one. An example.
There's different coding programs, and I think it's like specifically like a black girls coding program, and I'm not interested in the gender war.
Okay.
Truth.
Well, let me ask you then this, man. Let me ask you then this. Do you understand that black women out educate black men?
What are we doing here? That's not what I'm talking about.
Well, I'm trying to get you to understand why, in some cases, it might seem, or you feel like black women have more, I guess you would say, programs.
I'm talking about the children,
right? And I'm talking about education, which you're referring to as far as coding goes, right?
Right. You threw out, give me an example, and it kind of.
Well, I'm gonna try and connect some bridges for you really quickly, because right now we're kind of talking about a lot. You're kind of all over the place. You sound a bit you're here and there, right? So I'm trying to just connect a couple of things for you, okay? Now, I agree. I think, hey, we need to have programs for both boys and girls, naturally, right? But I think that it's also very important to make the observation that both black boys and girls go to the same schools if they're in the same community, right? Now, as far as there being a program where only black girls can code in and the black boys can't get into it. I don't think there's really that many types of opportunities that are going on in Baltimore or any other random city that you might think of. I don't see that being a norm per se. I think that might be a severe outlier or outliner, right? That's not happening all over America per se. What I think is happening all over America is black women as a collective taking education more seriously, which might be represented in the form of black girl coding coalitions per se, right? For instance, I follow this group on Twitch, and I just mentioned them a couple days ago. I'll put you on mute for a second just so we don't get any feedback. The name of the group on Twitch is called Black Girl Gamer Code. This was made up by black girls. However, there is nothing essentially stopping black men from making a black men gamer code Twitch channel, but there is no black male gamer code Twitch channel. So the point I'm trying to prove is that essentially what it sounds like to me is you're trying to ask or hold women accountable for not starting up programs for young boys. But the problem is that you need to be holding the men accountable, because boys turn into men, girls turn into women. And so if women are developing programs for, in this case, girls to code and only girls, you're picking the fight with the wrong person. You need to be talking to the men and asking the men why the least educated counterpart of the black community isn't making coding programs for boys.
It's okay.
It's enough dust for tonight. We'll think about pulling you back up. Black Woman Sisterhood, the floor is yours. Go ahead.
Okay. Hey, Truth, and hey, panel. I will keep it short.
Good time, dear.
So, okay. Okay. So the guy that was just on, Truth, you actually was reading my mind, because I was going to kind of ask him, well, whose responsibility is it to make sure that those black boys in the community have those programs and that mentorship?
It's the women's responsibility.
So yeah, so that's right. And then another thing is, Truth, is he's correct. There are some black women coders things, but usually that's because that group is underrepresented. And so I guess, but I'm not really seeing where he's getting at with this. Just like you said, where there is a program for black little girls, there's almost always a opposite program for black little boys.
And guess what? And to Dean, who's watching in the background right now, Up in the Unicorn just sent me this. Niggas. Boy, I don't know if there's any hope for niggas. Black Boys Code by Eventbrite. Black Boys Code is an organization that introduces black boys through their critical development years 8 through 17 to computer science through exposure workshops, hackathons, and after school and summer programs. Our programs are aimed at boys at a young age. I tell you what, I don't know if there's any hope for niggas, man.
Exactly. Good point. But the last thing I was going to say, though, is that I feel like what kind of contributes to this whole kind of thing we have with black men, where they have this false authority, just like we see with Kevin Samuels, just like him feeling like he's qualified to talk on the subject, regardless of if he has successful relationships or not. It's dating back to the video that you played earlier in video, is that we often ask black men, why are black women single, as if they don't play a role in whether or not black women are single. And then we ask them as if they have this qualification that most of them don't have.
Right.
And so that's one thing we have to stop doing, is giving them this whole power to where they can speak on what's going on with black women when they themselves have a lot of issues going on with their gender. And so that's just pretty much what I want to say.
Thank you, Black Woman Sisterhood. As Up in the Unicorn is sending me links in the background, local nonprofit launches Microsoft coding camp for black students. Those look like boys to me. Those look like black boys to me. I'm thoroughly convinced, and this is in Houston. I'm in Texas as well. I'm thoroughly convinced, just like we saw earlier, black males just have this vomiting at the mouth rhetoric, and they think it really makes so much sense. Well, you see, what happened is, when the coding schools was made, the women, they learned how to code. So why aren't the women going forth? Why aren't the women This is Truth Seekers Live. Okay, Dean. So what's the prop? So that's not what I asked. No, I asked about the women. Dean is what you call an unsavable. So we wanted to differentiate between the savables and the unsavables. Dean is gone. Okay, Dean's not coming back, ladies and gentlemen. All right, he's effectively done for. Okay, there's no hope for Dean. Okay, there's no hope. Just talking with no substance, just talking. Talk. Go ahead, Jedi. After Jedi, we're gonna go ahead and thank you so much, Black Woman Sisterhood. I appreciate that point and that perspective. Dean's in the background, ladies and gentlemen. He came back. Let's Jedi Mike. I want to hear what Dean has to say really quickly. Dean came back. Dean, unmute yourself. Did you see the Black Coding Coalitions formed for Black boys?
Yeah. I
Thank you, Dean. Have a great night. All right, Dean is gone, ladies and gentlemen. It's good to hear back from Dean. We're gonna go ahead and go back to Jedi Mike. Jedi Mike, the floor is yours.
Well, just to contract that, I'm also part of my job as a licensed educator at the company STEM XL in the DMV area, where we go.
Come on, Jedi.
So, like, don't get me started on saying that what we're not prioritizing. That's where I get my passion from, in terms of where I get all my experience in terms of where we might be lacking in our community, especially in the DMV area, which I'm currently in. So I just don't want to hear from you, sir. Sorry, but it's like, that's the thing. It's like.
And Jedi, this is what kills me, Jedi. This is what kills me. Niggas don't even know how to spell code, and then talking about coding. Bro, do you know how to code? Why don't you do something about it then? That's not the point, though. It's not about me knowing how to code. It's about it's about the Black boys. You're not understanding me, truth. You're not understanding me, though. Go ahead, Jedi. I'm sorry. And thank you, Jedi.
No, it's problem. But the point about this is saying, like, what we prioritizing the boys, which I know that's where I said that where I target more on what I'd want to do, because that's where it is obviously, the men of tomorrow are the boys today. But basically, the point is that as us as Black men, we are held to the highest standard of decorum in terms of mandating the priority of the boys. But the fact that we're deflecting and saying, okay, well, whenever having these issues with the women, then you're saying, where are the boys at? That's your responsibility. That's what I'm saying. That if you're forged, it's like I said, men are forged. You're not, just born. And I'm saying that the fact of that is, why are not taking the responsibility, which is, to me, is terms of the priority of a man in general, regardless of you, if that's your own child to begin with. But
Jedi, absolute facts here. I need to read a comment. Jedi, you're absolutely. We can't just expect boys to turn into productive men, right? It's not going to happen. Jedi, huge point there. If you want boys to be coding, then learn how to code and teach boys, nigga. The hell? Jedi, that's a great point there. I had to stop you, Jedi. There's a nigga in the chat named Houdini Unchained. Let me tell you about the slave mind of niggas, man. Out of the millions of usernames you could have picked, out of the unending amount of words in the human dictionary to pick your username, you decide to call and name yourself based after Django, the slave movie made by Quentin Tarantino, Django Unchained. You call yourself Houdini Unchained. Niggas. You can't. This is like a book that writes itself. Houdini Unchained. You think this is weird? I would think nothing less of a nigga that refers to himself as Unchained. Oh, you think this is weird? I think you need to reassess what your definition of weird is, my nigga. This is weird. Thumbs down. My name's Houdini Unchained. Boy, I tell you what. Oh man, and you wonder why the world laughs at Black men most of the time, man. It's just so sad to see, dude. Y'all niggas give us a bad name, dude. Y'all niggas give us a terrible reputation. You need to be chained back up, nigga. Okay? You're not unchained. Your mind is still binded right now. You think you're unchained. You are still on the plantation, my nigga. Wake up.
You don't have the papers. You don't have the papers of him being free.
This nigga is like that, like what's his name? The Samuel L. Jackson that played on Django. Hold on there. I'ma tell the master this ain't right. You need to check yourself, nigga. Cause master not gonna like that. Master, you hear this nigga? This nigga done lost his mind. He thinks he's free, master.
This nigga on a horse.
This nigga on a horse. That's a nigga on a horse. You think you unchained because you in master's house. Nigga. See, it's niggas like that. You see, this has been niggas like Dean and Django Unchained over here have existed in black communities since the beginning of time. Oh, you think you better than us, huh? Okay. Wait till Master gets a hold of this. Wait till Master hears about your plan to escape off the plantation. I bet you Master not gonna like that. Wait till Master hears about that. Master gonna give me another meal tonight. And listen, I don't mean to make joke and light about slavery because our ancestors literally died and were hung from trees. But that same mindset, this is what's holding us back right now. This is it right here. These niggas' minds, this is what's holding us back right now, where they still make metaphorical references to slavery in the year 2021. You've been unchained since 1950, nigga. Wake up. Unchained. $10 Canadian super chat from A Matty D. Again, black men have no idea of the level of self-inflicted damage they have done by outsourcing their duties to white men and black women. Plus, black women carry and birth the babies. Black men do not see that they have rendered themselves obsolete, literally. And we said this before, right? I'll say on the panel, and Gordon, I'll let you go right now in a second, Gordon. I'll say on the panel, white supremacy doesn't exist. What? White supremacy doesn't exist? You don't believe in white supremacy? Hell no. You don't believe in white supremacy? Okay. I believe in white supremacy. Though, as you say, the white man reigns supreme, and he's conquered you. What? Nigga, you Uncle Coon ass nigga. You think the white man is supreme over us? Gordon, the floor is yours.
Hey, THC, how you been?
Hey, I'm doing good, Gordon. Good to see you again, man. Hope everything's been going well for you and the fam, brother.
Hey, all is well. I just want to say something to this guy named Dean. I just want to say I'm insulted. As a black man, we talk about black boys don't have enough decoding. I'm like, seriously, how the young girls get find a way how to do decoding? Seriously, that's just dumb and stupid to me. I'm sorry. I mean, it's really dumb to me. I'm insulted as a black man. I found the coding, okay? I'm an IT guy that's been doing IT for 11 years, and it's very stupid and make an excuse. And this is what happens when you're in your own little box and you don't want to think outside the box and go find more research compared to black women, find all the research to get educated. Shout out to all the women that get enough educated because they're doing a very good job on it. But it's so unfortunate that black men just blame the women who are educated instead of saying, like, you know what? We're not really doing our job. Let's learn from them so we can do better. So we're seeing this now. So therefore we can take back in the rightful place, in the right order right there, instead of just talking down to him. So this guy right there, he's not going to make it, okay? If you're going to keep living in his own box. This is really stupid, okay? And garbage, all right? So let them call us coon because they don't know what a coon means, okay? Because when we free, they call us coon. But when they're going to be stuck in their comfort zone, like doing drugs or whatever and blaming the white man, those are the real coons, all right? This is just dumb and stupid to me. That's all I need to say. And Jedi, good explanation right there, because I 100% agree with you right there. And THT, like I said what you said, and you're not changing what you said. And I said what I said, and not changing what I said. So I hope Dean and them other guys needs to get out of their own box, and really need to think outside the box of this bull crap. Because for you to say the black boys don't have enough coding, but the young black girls have enough coding, what kind of crap is that? Stupid. Always want to blame somebody, but not yourself. Don't want to own up to this. Look, let me tell you something, okay? About this men living with their mom's house. Let me say this. I moved out of my parents' house when I was 32 years old, okay? And I didn't make no excuse. I have no excuse for nobody as a black man. And now look where I'm at right now. In my own place, and I'm married, and I have a 4-month-old son. I'm gonna teach him what is right and everything, and not shaming on black women. Okay? I have no excuse for nobody, and I made it out. So right there, so what I'm hearing right now is just plain stupid. That's all I have to say, THT. All right. Once again, women, keep getting your education, okay? And black men, stop putting down the black women, right? And just learn from this, so therefore you can rise to the top, so you can be a leader. Because women want to see you thrive, okay? They're not talking down to you. Even if they're angry, they're not trying to talk down to you. They're just trying to help you. But instead, you're just doing all the foolishness. That's all I have to say, man. Period.
Absolutely, Gordon. Absolutely, man. Congratulations on all of your success, brother. And I always appreciate you being here, man. We'll see you in a bit.
Yeah.
Gordon Desir, ladies and gentlemen. Gordon Desir. Always good to have brothers supporting and understanding and backing up what you're saying. And listen, I like I said before, I understand things happen. I understand sometimes whatever it might be. But at the end of the day, at some point or another, no excuse. Like I said, I get things happen. I get life happens. We have a lot of stuff going on. But hey, if you get taken down, shake it off. You need to figure out something. Right? Figure out something. That's it. No excuses. I understand life happens, right? But don't try and give advice on what's going on when you're in no position to give advice. I get things happen, but you don't have that. You don't have that right. I want to go ahead and go back to Uppity Unicorn. She hasn't spoken in a while. And Uppity Unicorn, I want to thank you for sharing those links to those camps, those coding camps. I appreciate that so much. What did you take from Dean or anything at this point? I mean, there's been enough madness for the night, right?
At first, I definitely see that this has become THT After Dark. I'm telling you, don't come in here harming good black women, i.e. pink pill, because these protective masculine instincts are going to kick in. And the show hasn't been the same since. But I wanted to say about the guy who randomly brought up coding, the coding programs for girls. Obviously, because I just inundated the back chat with a dozen links for coding programs for black boys that are also led by black men.
Ooh.
What I wanted to say about this is something that what this guy has done, the Manosphere does a lot, where they make these imaginary stories, THT,
right?
These imaginary stories of oppression. And they're like, yeah, and this happened. Wait, no, it didn't. Well, they've only got coding programs for black girls. Honey, they've got code for black girls and blackboyscode.com. Go there. Well, what do you mean? What do you mean? I mean, there is a psychological problem where there is a need to create a false narrative. And I don't know what that is. I would love to hear from a psychologist, a therapist, a counselor, a psychiatrist, why there's such a need to create a false narrative when you can literally just go look. That wasn't hard at all to find. I talk to my mom about my nephews coding all the time and STEM all the time. I'll leave it at that.
And I love that point. It's not even hard to find. Literally a Google search away, I'd imagine. And you're right. That's such a great point. I would love to at some point have a clinical psychologist come up here and really be able to do a You Can't Handle the Truth live stream. And I'm supposed to be having guests brought up, y'all. I'm kind of slacking on that, so forgive me. But I would love to have somebody that actually is in the field, be able to come in that is particularly well versed on our talking points in the black community, right? So somebody that kind of knows a little bit what we're talking about, and just pick him or her, and obviously as the numbers show, it'll probably be a her. Pick her brain, and I hope that it's a him too. Listen, I'm all for black males doing well and black women doing well. I just point out the fact that black males need to do some work, right? I would love to hear what they have to say. I think that's a fascinating point, Uppity, and at some point or another, I think I'll look into trying to have that. Or if you have that, let me know. And I would love to watch that at some point or another. But that's a great point, and I love that idea. So I'll try and run as far as I can with that. Oh, go ahead. Whoever unmuted themselves, go ahead. I don't know who it was.
Oh, that was me. Honest
Hey,
truth.
Kier, go ahead.
Oh, it's just what you guys were just talking about the black boys and coding. It's just interesting. If you could, just bring up the chat the panel just 1 second. We have the honest truth in here who, he's doing his thing at his job. We also have Jedi Mike in here who is also going to college and doing a double major. We have Uppity Unicorn in here from I hear she's a teacher, used to be a teacher. And we have Lauren, who's a CEO. We have Maddie D in the chat, who's also an author. And we have Mocha Mami, who is an amazing, she's an amazing person who is a physician. So we have plenty of people from different generations in here within the space alone who have come through the odds and who have decided within their generations that they're going to give back to their community. There are multiple of these people throughout generations of African American people, of African people of the diaspora. These are people that are from every single generation. They're out there and they're working and they're helping their community. You're not going to be able to lie about this for long, honey. You're not going to be able to lie. We're all out there. We're here right now. We're right within the space, doing what we can to make sure that the next generation doesn't fall into these cracks.
I hate
Absolutely.
to interrupt, but I wanted to say, and Halima here, a software engineer.
Okay, go ahead.
That's what's
Halima.
up. We have a software engineer in here too.
Jeez. That is serious. That is serious. I love to hear that. And I love live streams like this because it provides direct evidence to refute the ignorance that takes place in this Black Pitospheric million+ subscriber followed entity on YouTube. This is why we do this right here, because as long as we continue to let them make this twisted, demented, illogical fantasy world that they insist exists, as long as we continue to do that, then points like what was said earlier by Dean or whoever comes in the future or the past, pause moment there, and tries to just spiel some nonsense, points like that will always be able to stand if we don't have these live streams that support evidence that directly refutes what they say, the ignorance that they spew. This is why I do what I do. And this is why I love to have you all on the panel as examples of what's really going on. Because at a certain point, I can say whatever it might be, but until they see with their own two eyes and hear from y'all's mouths personally, hear your words and your experiences personally, my words are only just words. And so I can't thank all of y'all enough for not just taking the time out to always support this panel, but to actually be exactly what you speak of, to practice what you preach. I can't thank y'all enough. Everybody on this panel and everybody in this chat. I've spoken with a lot of you all, and we have a lot of business owners. We have a lot of college graduates. I get emails from doctors. I get emails from computer scientists. I get emails from so many people that are like, man, thank you for making this platform. And I'm just like, man, thank you for being you, because my words mean nothing without the actual representation of what I'm talking about, without the actual embodiment of what I say. Y'all are incredible, man. Y'all are absolutely incredible. And I mean that. So thank you so much. Oh, go ahead, Kier.
To say that I forgot to add her. Alex, she's in the chat and she's actually studying for nursing as well. I forgot to add her in that too.
Nice. Nice. And I forget, Maddie D, I believe you emailed me about the book. I completely forgot about that until Kier said something. Email me again, dear, with the book and the link and everything, and I'll make sure to put that in. I'm not signed into my email on this internet browser. I'll try and reopen it. I'm sorry about that. And if y'all have emailed me, forgive me, y'all. I'm trash. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just trash, straight up. But I'm gonna make sure that I get better with this. And so, Maddie D, if that was you, send me another email, because I would love to recommend your book, as it looked particularly interesting. I typed your name in my email address and I don't see it popping up right now. So email me again, whoever the author was. Maddie, if that was you, please. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start to wrap this up a bit. 2.5 hours, and I want to leave a little bit for part 2 here because there's, like I said, still so many videos. There's still so many videos that I have yet to show you in my unending pile of research that I've been able to conjure up on these interwebs. Organic Black it's okay. Okay. Life with Ihaye says that's a good mic. Thank you so much. It's the Rode Pod mic that was actually donated to us by some of our channel contributors. So we're going to do final words here. We're going to start with the ladies, and then we'll end with Jedi Mike. And then we're going to kind of wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen. This is your last chance to hop onto the live panel if you want to hop onto the live panel. Charlene says, keep going. Yeah, definitely. We're going to keep it up. We're going to keep it up. Still get the Drewski video. Yeah, I'll try and find the Drewski video. It was hilarious, yo. I mean, it had such racist connotations and undertones to it, but I can't find it right now. So as we do our last words, I'll try and find that. So we're going to go ahead and start with the Dust Slayer. The Dust Slayer, your last words, and we'll try and keep it. Oh, thank you, Miss Baby, for the cash out. Let me put my links up there. You can donate if you want. You don't have to donate, y'all. You've already donated so much, and I really do have all the equipment I need right now, and I'm just waiting to buy that last piece of equipment I really want. So be able to get it though soon. I just can't pay the price that they want right now for a used, and they don't have any new ones in stock, so I have to wait. So we'll do Halima, your final words. It's been good to have you. We'll keep it 30 seconds or less, ladies and gentlemen, and then we're going to start to wrap this up. Halima, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for having me. Yeah, I would just like the manosphere, especially the Black manosphere, if like there could be like a challenge or like a panel where even if you can consider hosting it, where you can ask them, what is your goal? Like at the end of the day, like I believe in A to B. I don't, even though I'm a woman, I get emotional when it comes to stuff like this. I believe in the like a reason why I'm doing it. The reason why I tune in to shows like yours and other, panels that speak about these issues is because I see value in it. But for them, what is the value in complaining? Like the other men who just came up and talking about girls have more programs. Like, what is this constant comparison? Where are you getting it? What was his point? I would love to hear some of their end goal. Like, what is the point of these comparisons and pointing fingers? Because it's getting exhausting.
Right.
That's my last words.
I think that's a great point. And yeah, we'll definitely try and make the next Manosphere stream a little sooner than it was the last time. We'll try and have the angry male-nospheres, right? Not men or males, male-spheres, call-in show soon. Halima, that's a great point. And stay tuned. Make sure your notifications are on. We'll do that soon, my dear. It's a great question from Halima. We'll take her down. Sorry, Halima, I didn't mean to cut you off. We'll take her down, but we're going to hopefully hear from Halima soon. That was the first time, and it was really nice to hear from her. It's a great question. What exactly are you trying to achieve? What exactly is your purpose? What's the end goal? We're going to go ahead and go with Diana Prince for her last word. She wanted to rejoin the panel. Diana, the floor is yours. Go ahead. Ooh, did I take the wrong person down?
No, I'm still here.
Oh, no, I meant, was it Halima that just talked? I hope that was. I'm just confused. Diana, go ahead. The floor is yours.
I think these conversations need to continue because sitting around just constantly with all these excuses that Black men have is not helping them collectively as a group. It's just creating more and more distance and problems for themselves. They're not going to be able to compete, like I said earlier, globally or economically or educational wise with other groups of men. They need to focus on themselves instead of worrying about what Black women are doing. Plain and simple.
Absolutely. 1000% agreed. I appreciate your input, Diana. We'll see you on the next one, my friend. I stumbled through those final words. I cannot talk and do anything at the same time. It's very hard. Dust Slayer, the final words for you, my dear. It's good to see you on again. The floor is yours.
Hey, to address the Dusty, I forgot his name, talking about how Black girls get more attention. No, we don't. We have the highest amounts of domestic violence, sexual assault cases. So I don't know where he got that from. And I'm tired of these Dusties talking about how we're so coddled in the community. No, we're not. We get kicked out at 18 by our parents. we have to go through so much stuff. And I'm just over the whole gaslighting and them acting like we're white women, because we're not.
Absolutely. And Destler, I completely agree with you. Yeah, I completely agree with you. Dustler, listen, I appreciate you being up here, my dear, and we'll see you on the next one, okay?
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, Dustler with a great point. I found the video, y'all. Yo, I found the video. This is hilarious. So everybody that stayed and watched the entire thing, you're going to be rewarded right here. As far as the athletic things going, I know I was saying it's shucking and jiving with professional sports right now. Don't get me wrong, guys. I like sports. I love watching a good NBA game, right? But it just goes to show the difference of value. And Chris Rock made this joke, right? Chris Rock was joking. He's like, I'm trying to be wealthy. You know how Chris Rock's talking. He's like, I want to be wealthy. He was like, y'all know what wealthy means? The crowd was like, yeah. He's like, oh, yeah, I don't know what he said. He was like, I don't want to be rich. I want to be wealthy. You see, Shaquille O'Neal, Shaq is rich. The white man that signs Shaq is wealthy. And then everybody started crying and rolling in laughter, right? It's a difference. So let me show you this video. Pro coaches drafting these players like it's an auction in the 1700s.
Hey, big guy. Scott Scorchy down here at Baltimore Ravens. Yeah, it's about a quarter till. You know, we'd love to have you here, buddy.
Oh, size and weight.
Yeah. How's your mama? Good. You healthy? What'd they clock you in for the 40? Woo-wee. Gotta run a whole police station, can't you? Those locks ain't getting in the way, are they? Nah, I figured. Heard you're a church boy. Christian? All right. Well, I'll tell you what, I got Coach Dale Carson here right here. All right.
Hi, big guy. How you doing? What they got you putting up in the weight room? Sweet Jesus, you throwing that around like a monkey.
Yeah, big dude, big guy.
How about the GPA? Not too shabby. I tell you what. How about I get you down to MTN Bank Stadium and you come catch some footballs for us?
There we go. Damn right. Hey, big guy. Scott Scorchy.
I thought that was absolutely hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. It's a bit sad and hilarious, right? Throwing that weight around like a monkey. Lord have mercy. There's a difference between wealth and rich. And of course, I'm not shading professional athletes. They're incredible people, y'all. But we need to talk about that, right? The real Aaron Cons is late, extremely late. Yes, you are, Aaron Cons. It's all right, though, my friend. I know you're working, man. $5 contribution. He says, here's my contribution anyway, brother. Truth. I appreciate that and the support, AC. Appreciate that. Lovely lady. We're going to go ahead to the final words next of Linlin. Linlin, your final words, my dear. I appreciate you for being here.
Oh, yeah. I'll end it here. That was a little out of it, sorry. Yeah, the ignorance is just the pool of ignorance. It's deep, it's wide, it's going to be an uphill battle. It already is. But I will say this, like, I think one reason to why you are growing as quickly as you are and why you have so much support is because you were the exact embodiment of what these men just hold on to and cling to so much. And you woke up out of that slumber and you realize, like, hey, I need to go get my degree. I need to get my life together. I need to, like, and it's only for your betterment. Like, it's only going to get better and better. And it's like these people are acting as though, like, you're telling them to, like, go eat crack or something. Like, it's weird. And I also feel like if it was someone who was, like, quote unquote educated or had a degree and whatnot and was, like, going back and speaking to the community, for some reason they look at that as a bad thing. They look at it as though, like, you're an uppity person and you're, like, snooty and you're, like, better than them and and you're looking down at them in a condescending way as opposed to giving them, like, real wisdom. And so it's kind of weird, but it's almost better that it comes from someone who, like, was them at one point, you know what I mean? So anyway, I think you're doing a great job. Yeah.
I think it's great. Thank you, Lillian. I appreciate you, dear. We'll see you on the next one, Lillian. Lillian's been consistent in showing up in the past few live streams. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, listen, I'd take wealthy or rich as well. Who am I kidding, right? I have to be completely honest there. Black Women Sisterhood said, I'll take wealthy or rich. Shoot, me too. Shoot. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up, and I want to go ahead and let Dasher give his final words. Dasher, your final words, Dasher.
Yeah, it's again about the about the living with my mom.
What you thinking about, Dasher?
Yeah, I want to ask because I believe that I should leave my mom if one day I get married. So if I need to get married, why should I not stay with my mom? Why should I leave my mom? I don't understand why you want to. I don't understand why you want men to leave. You know.
The audio's a bit choppy, Dasher, but I kind of understand your question. You don't know if you want to leave your mom when you get married. I mean, I'm not sure. Listen, Dasher, it was a little choppy, so I'm going to take you down, but we'll let Jedi Mike answer you, okay? And we'll see you. Come back to the next stream, Dasher, okay? We're going to address you more on the next stream, okay? Okay, Dasher?
Yeah, this is great. Fine.
Okay, Dasher. The audio is it cuts out a little bit, man. The connection is hard to hear you.
Yeah, sorry, my connection is really.
Well, I mean, where are you, man? I mean, are you in like Afghanistan? What's going on? What the hell are you doing?
No, I have to buy a new computer. No, sorry, on my phone. I have to buy a new connection because my Wi-Fi
All right,
is
man.
really.
All right. Well, give me an email, all right? But we'll see you. We'll see you on the next live stream. We're gonna keep talking about this, all right?
Okay, cool. Yeah, great.
All right, man. Dasher, it's good to see Dasher in the building. I believe Dasher lives in Canada, ladies and gentlemen. So I believe Dasher's in Canada. Listen, Dasher, he's a good guy, you know? He's a good guy. Burner phone, yeah, Dasher might be smuggling things, man. Dasher might be smuggling things. I don't know what Dasher's got going. But he's a good guy though, from what we can see. He's cool, you know. What did I say there? Queensville said THT means he's gonna either you and no. Dasher's cool. He has genuine questions, you know, and we just can't understand his questions. That's the problem. We're gonna go ahead and go with Jedi Mike. Your final words, Jedi Mike. I appreciate you.
No problem. But yeah, man, I just want to say, like I said, as I know we had the conversation of code and all this stuff that's going on, but listen, you're talking about saying what we not have done for the boys. It's like I said, start with us. But like I said, you go out through history. We talk about, you know, like Mark Dean, who's part of IBM, or like John Henry Thomas. You know, he created Linguingo and stuff. But then you talk about black women not being talking about in code. Well, we won't have Katherine Johnson, you know, who's a black woman coded in NASA, but which, by the way, they made a damn movie about her in Hidden Figures. But that's a whole another story in itself. But the whole thing about it is like, why is saying that what they do therefore is a loss for us. What they do is a gain for us if you actually have that mentality. But I'm just sick and tired of saying this. What we have here, this conversation is needed. And like I said, when I'm watching, like when I'm talking to you, Jonathan, like on and off screen and stuff like this, like, you know, to you, to Up to Unicorn, Kier, you know, Aaron Collin, you know, Black Mother Sisterhood, other people, Miss Organic Black, you know, Queen Mercy, like, you know, for like the love and respect I have for all of you, I want you to know that now. It's just the fact that I'm like the youngest one in here. But one thing that comes with us is like, as me, you know, forging myself as a black man, being older, being only 22 right now, is the fact that, you know, I look up to you guys, but more importantly, you know, I receive wisdom from you every time I listen to you. And I just want to know that as I'm starting on my channel that, and then we're looking into Aaron Collins and other folks like this as men, like big conversation here today. You have black men, you have black women staying together. And then we defended our honor. And when we had the stuff that comes out of here, we cast that stuff out, cast the things that are being degeneracy and everything like that, because that's what we have in terms of have a survival mindset. More importantly, we have a family mindset. And I see family here. And going back and just concluding to, I'm end with this with Jonathan, when you know that at the end of the stream, you talking about how you don't really have black, you know, men as friends. I'm just letting you know that you don't have, just for terms of me to you, you don't have a friend in me, you have a brother in me. And I just want to let you know that right now. But
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man. But I just want to say peace out to y'all. Love y'all. God bless you. I'll see you guys next time.
You too, Jedi. And I appreciate that extension of the olive branch of brotherhood, man. I will receive that pause, another pause moment there. And definitely, Jedi, I can see that in you, bro. And I appreciate that. I'm 30. Somebody asked how old I am. I'm 30 years old. I'm 30 years old. My voice sounds closer to a 22-year-old. That's what I've been told. I just have somewhat of a tangy voice, but y'all enjoy it. Y'all enjoy it. So I appreciate that. Kier 101 space 0. The final words for you, Kier, and I always appreciate it. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't thank the donators from PayPal, Cash App. Kier is another donator for this live stream, as well as Naeem, as well as Nicole, as well as Mashawn. I want to thank all 4 of you ladies who donated via extemporaneous methods or external methods. Extemporaneous might not be the right word there. Sometimes I really reach for these words, man. I just need to kind of bring it back a little. I'm going to look up extemporaneous while Kiera gives her final words. And Kiera, I appreciate your continued support on this channel, hon. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome very much, Honest Truth. As I said, there's a lot of us in here who are just different compared to those who are in the manosphere, and we're just going to shed light on the truth as always. But it is unfortunately sad that for Black men as a whole, I don't want to get too deep into it tonight, considering we didn't go that far into it, but I will give a little taste as to some things that I have taken note of, and they won't help out their counterpart or their own reflection.
Absolutely. Yeah, I feel you, Kara. Well, listen, I appreciate you. I thought you were going to say something else.
No.
Okay. You left it on a powerful cliffhanger right there. Kara, listen, you have a good night. We're going to see you on the next one. Part 2 of what is going on inside of our counterparts' heads, or your counterparts, my brother's heads. Pause. We'll see you on the next one, Kara. You have a good night, all right?
All right, you do as well. You guys as well. Have a good night.
All right, Kara. Ladies and gentlemen, extemporaneous is not the right word to use at all. All right. I am far off. So I admit when I'm wrong. I was like, I don't think that's the right word. But thank you all for understanding and giving me a chance. Up at the Unicorn with the final words of the evening as she makes her first appearance, and hopefully not her last appearance on the live panel. Thank you, Uppity.
Hopefully not the last. I was laughing so hard at extemporaneous only because I won an award, a first place award for extemporaneous speech. So I am personally tickled.
Yeah, I was like,
far cry.
It rolled out, and I was like, I don't know about that one.
It's all good. Not judging you.
Thank you.
Sounds like a lot of words that would be more appropriate. What I wanted to say without taking so much time is Dean's coding program comparison is the embodiment of what we have been saying about Black men competing with Black women instead of focusing on competing with other men. Asian women, for example, used to do nail salons by themselves. I never saw an Asian man in a nail salon growing up. Never. Now Asian men are doing nails in the shops beside the women. Instead of complaining or competing, they caught up and they caught on.
Yes.
So again, or just another wrap up or a reminder to anybody in the audience who might know somebody who knows somebody. We talked about those propagating of false victim narratives. Like that's a thing. And I think as a community, we would really benefit from getting to the psychological bottom of why that is. That's all.
Absolutely. Absolutely agreed with that, Uppity. And no pressure. Whenever you want to join the floor, it's always yours. Ladies and gentlemen, Uppity Unicorn is a fellow content creator. You can subscribe to her channel. I'm going to put her link in the description box after this video is posted, as well as in the live chat replay, as well as in the chat box below this video, not vehicle. There's a link there. Uppity Unicorn, we'll see you soon, my dear, and I can't wait for more content to drop. One of the most consistent content creators and one of the most peaceful channels that I frequent quite frequently. We'll see you soon, Uppity. It's always good.
Take care, Jonathan.
Thank you. Well, this has been, and yes, she does. Well, a lot of people on this panel made some extremely well articulated points. I mean, it's incredible to hear how other people approach these situations as far as the dynamic goes between the Black pedosphere and the community that they failed as leaders. It's always really interesting to get other people's points of views, particularly people who are in better positions a lot of the time than the people that are antagonizing them. Listen, this is the first part in the 3-part series of what is wrong with Black males. As a black male, I have a personal connection with this because I've experienced a lot of the same pains, trials, and tribulations that you have. Wherever you are in the world, it seems to be that there's something consistent going on within the realm and the mindset, the mentality and the mind state of black males, not men, males. What's the solution? Maybe we'll find out a little bit more of the solution in the next live stream. I want to thank you for joining us tonight on the Truth Seekers Live podcast. If you're still at work right now, take it easy, go easy on yourself. The night doesn't last forever, as I found. Eventually it ends. Might take a while, but eventually it does end. Just keep your head up, keep chugging along, make it to the next breakthrough. I believe everybody gets a few chances to dance in life. Everybody gets a couple chances to dance. It's just a matter of you being prepared and willing to take that next level or opportunity when it presents itself. Luck is nothing other than preparation meeting opportunity. Everybody gets a couple of chances to really dance in the limelight. Make sure you have your dancing shoes on or at least packed away in your backpack as you're at work. Make sure that you have, your outfit ready to change into when you have a chance to shine, because life comes at you quick. And sometimes you only get one chance to dance. Don't screw it up. Don't screw it up, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to wrap it up for tonight's live stream. Hopefully I don't mess up the outro, but if I do, you know that I love you. THT can be emailed. I can be emailed, as I talk about myself in third person, at thehonestTruthYT@gmail.com. Once again, huge shout out to all of our sponsors. The links will be in the chat box below. I love you all. Take care of yourself. And until, what's today? Sunday? Until Tuesday. We'll be back Tuesday. Take care of yourself. Did I just say that? I did. Bye, y'all. Good night.